Welcome back, friends and viewers, and anyone who's watching to maybe next week podcast. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a somber note, and there was actually some debate amongst the crew here, mostly myself and Ashley, just trying to do the right thing of when to bring up these topics. Obviously, anyone paying attention to the news knows what has happened, transpired, namely in Atlanta last week and yes, Hannah, and Boulder just yesterday of recording. This will come out on Thursday, recording on Tuesday. Hence why also we didn't mention what happened in Atlanta last week because it happened after we recorded. So we don't want to come across as exploiting the situation, capitalizing upon it, but we want to give it its proper due. Ashley thought perhaps we should say it later in the episode, and perhaps she's correct. But this is on me if it feels forced or if we're clickbaity. That's not our intention whatsoever. But we want to just have a conversation about how we're feeling. And obviously, it's way too much of a common part of life in this country. These mass shootings, it just keeps happening. 2020, there was a lull because of COVID, and now everyone's open and doing their thing. And unfortunately, this has returned. And we've had more than just these two mass shootings in the last week alone. And it's devastating. And I think most of us on the show are on the same page as far as wishing there was stricter gun laws and more help for those who, not that we're giving anyone a pass whatsoever, not at all. Having a bad day is no excuse for killing or harming anyone. But also, obviously, hand in hand would have to be, at least to me it's obvious, only in my opinion, that better mental health care in this country is also needed. But especially stricter gun laws. At least that's my opinion. I cannot speak for the other four individuals on the show. But I am, as someone who has lost family members to gun violence, as someone who grew up in the projects in the Bronx where I've been at gunpoint, been in the middle of drive-bys with bullets flying past my head. I know the all too real reality of what gun violence can do to people, and I've been blessed and I've been lucky that it hasn't affected me as a person physically, but it has affected me emotionally. I was an acquaintance of someone who was at Virginia Tech who didn't make it, and it's terrible. So how I don't know who wants to take this ball next, but how are you all feeling, my friends?
Well, I guess I'll say that um, I have made it a point to practically distance myself from the news.
I'm sorry.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I talking too loud?
A little bit.
I was saying that I purposely distanced myself from the news because of everything that's going on. It's just coming to a point where I'm starting to feel a little hopeless, helpless, um, whichever one you want to use to describe that. Uh, because it's just again, and it's just the same thing that keeps on happening. Last summer, it was Black Lives Matters, where we talked about things like this, but it happens to so many communities. It happens to so many different people, and it's just politicians just want to continue arguing about something rather than doing anything to alleviate the problem. I mean, we know in other countries that, stricter gun laws do work, and that people are safer if we regulate them better. I just don't understand what what else is there to do? What else could we do? People just keep on dying, and it's just happening so frequently.
There's really no words for it, to be honest. Whether it happened then, it happened now. It's the same feeling that we're all getting over and over. But I think one of the things that Sheyne and I touched upon, before we aired is we just want to make sure that we're sending the right message to people and using our platform as a way to convey some sort of message to everyone that says we are here. We do understand, we're all, from a variety of different backgrounds. And, we may not share the same blood, but we do share the same experiences. And, you know, the only thing that I can say is that my heart goes out to everyone who's been affected by this.
Yes.
Definitely. I have just been, I'm kind of with Tatiana in that I've, you know, for a while now, haven't paid as much attention to the news just because of how depressing it can be. For me, it started with Ahmaud Arbery going to Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. It's just been really heavy, and you know, now just seeing what our Asian and brothers and sisters are having to deal with just on a regular basis because of the ignorance of the very vocal minority. I'm still hopeful and believing that it is a minority, despite what we see, despite some of the things that are going on. I'm very hopeful that it is. I believe that it's still a minority. I'll say that. But one thing that I'm noticing, and I don't want to bring up anything tangential just yet before Rebecca can say how she feels. But one thing that I am noticing is that what I'm seeing is that people are feeling like they have to choose which fight to fight for. We're seeing people, you know, black people. I've seen a few of them say, you know, I can't join the Stop Asian Hate campaign right now because our building is still on fire. You know, I can't go save someone else because our building is still burning. And for me, that is infuriating.
I feel like that's how they win.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
We separate ourselves and we put ourselves in these boxes, and at the end of the day, we are all people. We all bleed at the end of the day, and we all, again, share similar experiences. So choosing one fight over another, it's ridiculous to me.
It is, and it's just I feel like I can't properly express myself without taking myself to a point where I don't want to get. But you know, and I said it earlier. You know, we all know Dr. King. We all know the famous saying, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." If you know somebody's hurting, if someone's being victimized, then we should all be feeling that. And it should not be, you know, I have to fight for me, you fight for you. It's we come together and we fight this common enemy. What we've seen is that, you know, they've done such a good job of otherizing everybody else, and this whole model minority syndrome that we've seen, where you put people up, you know, I hope I'm not offending anybody when I say this, but we've seen sometimes Asian people being propped up, and they're like, hey, you know what? Blacks, you see what they've been able to do. Why can't you do that? But then when we hit a tragedy like this, it's like, yeah, well, you know, you guys worry about that. Like, we're not really here to help you, but we're going to prop you up when we feel like it's convenient for us. So we know what we're all fighting. We know we're all fighting that white supremacy. And I think that it's time for us to unite and fight that instead of, you know, abandoning one another. And I'll be quiet now. I've rambled enough.
Agree.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I got you, actually.
I like agreed about the message.
You've rambled enough. Shut up, Darius.
No, it's like we're all getting riled up, and it's like all of this just pisses me off. I feel like sometimes, like I like to be very funny about stuff all the time, but this kind of stuff, or just any of it, honestly, day to day, just kind of weighs really heavy on me. So I do try to avoid the news because of it. It makes me kind of feel like an irresponsible citizen. And you kind of just struggle with the idea of like, how do you fix this? Like, you know, of course, we can say white supremacy, but it's just like what Darius is saying, even within groups that are suffering through the same things, people can't seem to empathize. And so it's utterly heartbreaking. If you think about just like these shootings, how many of us are working from home or just stuck at home so much this year? The idea of like being around people, going to the grocery store, just normal human life seems scary, which shouldn't. And then when you just think about interacting with other people, you're like walking around feeling bad and you don't know how to communicate to them. Like, I think you're fine just the way you are. I don't hate you. Like, you can't just say that to every person of color that you see, because that's a little weird. Because, like, people should just be able to go to the laundromat in peace without you being like, I love you, my brother, or whatever. Like, like you can't do that. But yeah, like I think about, like with the, for the example of like the Asian community, everything I've had to do this year, I've had to go to an Asian business to get stuff done. Like my number one liquor store, the dry cleaner downstairs, that like, they're so sweet. Our mail doesn't always make it to our apartment, so they'll take our packages in for us and sometimes go to our building and bring it to us. The grocery store across the street, the laundromat I go to, it's everywhere. Like I just think people should have empathy and just not be so divisive and judgmental of each other. I think things would be a lot easier if we could just actually approach everything trying to see the best in people. But I quite honestly don't know how you can stop people from shooting other people because they're angry.
Yeah.
I think that's the realization, though, that gets me most upset, is seeing, like, not only how serious words are taken and how something someone says just turns into this whole ideology now. Like, now all of a sudden people believe this thing, because someone wanted to say things like China virus and all this propaganda against Chinese, the Chinese people. So, I mean, and this is how they identify, with the way they see them. They don't know if they're American or not. They don't care. It starts to turn into this thing where, we're like-minded in this together, So I understand where all of you are coming from. But then you see how so many people just don't. They don't see that. They don't think like that. They don't understand that. And it's just, how could you not? So it's so basic to me that I get to this point where, like, how do you teach someone to care about everyone equally?
I think, there's no real answer to that, but I'll use an example. So I grew up, in the hood, in the projects, my whole entire, childhood. And, I used to work in an organization where this individual will come up to me and, she'd ask me questions about my upbringing, and she'd say, wow, like, I never knew, like, people could be living like that, because she lived such a privileged life that she just couldn't fathom the experiences that I was having. And every single time she would come over to me and say, well, what was school like for you? What was, your upbringing like? What were your parents like? Were they together? And I think just based off of that, sharing our stories with other people in a form like this, or maybe just, a simple conversation as they're on their way to their desk, might help people along the way. It's incremental. It's very small things, but every little bit pushes the needle, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely agree with that as being part of the key. Like you said, I feel like there's no one answer to how to fix this at all. There's many different pieces to the puzzle that, from my perspective, I feel like we all have to do our part as individuals. Going back to what Beks said about, like, you can't just go up and say, hey, I'm cool with you. I'm not judgmental of you. I'm not racist towards you. But, as someone who's majority Native American but looks white, I know it's on me to present myself, and and a lot of white people will disagree with this, but I think it's very much on, especially cisgendered white males, more than women, but women now included, because Karens, to kind of, to almost do a little extra, but in a calm way. If I see, I try to do this with all humans. I see someone in a store, just give them a smile, give them a nod. I'm sure there are moments where I zone out and I am staring at someone, they think that it's something else, and I can't help those moments, but I try to just show that little extra amount, because I don't have to, when I lived in the Bronx, yes, I had to worry about my safety. And it's hard, not hard, but many people don't want to hear a white presenting person saying they ever have to worry about, especially a man, say they had to worry about their safety. But I've been mugged numerous times, jumped numerous times. That's just the nature of where I come from. Yes, Hannah. And so I know that small snippet and sliver of what it's like to feel in danger. So all I can do is empathize with others, with, 'cause I'm glad, Darius, you brought that up, because we saw probably some of the same posts about how, no, thank you, I don't need to stand up for your cause, I've got my own. And I was going to bring this up as well. Like, to take my own experiences and then try to think, what do just women in general have to worry about walking home? What do black men have to worry about just walking home? What do Asian individuals, and much like how after 9/11, Sikhs were dragged out of their taxis. They're not Arab, but they're lumped together. Now, the China virus is lumped together with Japanese Americans and Korean Americans and Filipino and so on and so forth. All of the Asian community has to worry about these things. So why can't some of us who live a more privileged lifestyle step a little bit beyond ourselves and say, or just act in a way that says, I'm not a threat to you. One less person you have to worry about. And back when BLM was happening, and I went to DC to march, I said, you know what? COVID, I'm taking this shit seriously. I don't want to get it, but I will go to DC to march because this is life or death. This is important. If I get it from this, at least I got it from something that matters. And a big thing around the time I went was when it became the debate of, can you truly support BLM if you don't support Black trans lives matter? And that's still a debate in many communities. So I also think about the LGBTQIA plus community, who has been oppressed by every other community on this planet throughout all of history. And everyone loves to play the oppression Olympics, and in my view, it's absolutely pointless. And so if I can let anyone know, and I had this conversation with a friend who's an African-American individual, one of my closest friends. He posted something about the good old days when there were just two genders. And I was like, ooh, bro, I know you were telling a joke. I know it's a joke to you when you mean nothing by it and you have numerous gay and trans friends. But to the unknowing individual, what if a white person you didn't know said, oh, the good old days back in, the 1800s. But he said, oh, wait, but that's just a joke. You wouldn't take that as a joke. You'd say you need to think before you speak and post and do a little bit extra as someone who has lived a privileged lifestyle. I feel we need to do that for the trans community, the Asian community, BLM. We can, as a Native American, I know what it's like to have my sibling fighting for her child's life right now because she's being abused. But she's on a reservation on our land where the white laws are superseding the Native laws, which are supposed to take precedence. We're all fighting our own battles. Not all of us, obviously, but
well, no, I think that's fair for you to say.
To a point,
but we can. We're all fighting a different battle. It doesn't necessarily have to be race, gender, color, or what be it.
But it could be mental health. It could be something.
But we can stand beside each other, though. We don't have to choose.
I might be overgeneralizing it, but even though they're different, I find them to be the very same fight. I think that we all want to be accepted. I think that we all want to be respected. I think we just want to be treated with dignity. And
we all want the difference.
Yeah, and have those human rights that we deserve as humans. I mean, the reality of it is that we're here for a very short time. And I mean, we are not doing anything to extend this place that we are limited on, with resources and time.
We're too busy fighting ourselves.
Yeah. Exactly. And it gets so caught up into that. And it's so sad because once you realize the racism that runs rampant in this country, you find it everywhere. And it just becomes so apparent that it's in every institution, every system, that there's just some kind of, whether it be gender, whether it be, race, there's always this thing where a lot of the time, if you're a minority of some sort, you are second-class citizen. You don't get that all the time. And I mean, yeah, I mean, not only am I Asian, I'm Hispanic, I'm biracial. Even just that in itself has been its own plight because of those things. Because I'm not Asian enough or I'm not Hispanic enough. There's always this thing about wanting to categorize us, and we get so lost in it that I just feel like I will stand with anyone that would stand for, respecting and equality and things like that, regardless of who they are, because I want the same thing regardless.
The 1% wins when divide and conquer succeeds.
Yep.
And as long as we're
Absolutely.
divided, everyone can have their focus. Obviously, some will focus on BLM, some will focus on Black Trans Lives Matter, some will focus on Stop Asian Hate, Native rights, women's rights, all the different rights. We need people to focus on them so proper attention is paid to each fight, but we can still stand in solidarity together.
But it's just, I will say this, I don't want to get too political, but one thing that's turned a little weird is that, when we used to say Black Lives Matter and then they said All Lives Matter and they were generalizing it. So now when we're saying Stop Asian Hate, they're saying, no, stop all hate.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns back into this thing where it's like, I'm not trying to say, forget about everyone else who's experiencing hate. But, obviously people are being killed alarming rates. So,
Right. And it gets so tiring. I am so
it's a big stage.
tired.
It's a really big stage.
It really is. It really is. I'm so tired of. I'm so tired of having to come back and explain to someone why this is the case. Why are we saying this? Why is this the motto? I'm so tired of it.
I feel like
And-
they teach this in Disney movies. Like, how could you not
Right.
have gotten the message?
And you know what's
That's not the best example.
Okay, amongst other
Disney to this
other
day.
lessons that they taught you.
But you know what? I feel like so many of those people claim themselves to be Christians, right? And as Christians, one of the first things that you learn, one of the first things, Genesis 1:26, right, said that God made man in his image and in his likeness. So if you believe that God made you in your image and your likeness, how can you look at what anyone else is going through and try to minimize it in any way, right? You look at anybody, no matter what they look like, they're all made in his image, right? They're all made in God's image. So it doesn't matter that we might not agree on everything, but you're still made in the image of someone that I'm supposed to worship. So how can you not see that you have to treat me with some sort of dignity? Like anytime that they make any, excuse for why George Floyd, he's a criminal. Why do you have to try to find some reason for somebody to die? If that was the case, then all of us have some sort of reason that we should not be here right now. That you could make a reason. Right, exactly. You could. I jaywalk. I did this. I did that. There's a reason you could find to try to make anyone seem like a criminal, criminalize anybody.
It's turning the blame to again find that reason and point fingers and say, well, if they didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened.
Right.
But if that person didn't do that, then they wouldn't be dead.
I feel bad for Christianity and its religion because I think it's been so perverted by people to use it.
Just like any religion, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
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 I mean, yes, that is very true. I mean, I just think it's just sad when someone would want to almost tout that kind of because I believe in this, I'm better than you or something like that. And usually I find it to be a very common story of a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's almost their cloak to make them feel validated. I mean, I just don't think anything should ever teach you to hate anyone or think anything negative about anyone.
Right.
If it's teaching you that, then there's something that you're not getting.
Right. Well, I agree. If that's what I'll say it like this: if that's what you're getting from it, because that's not what it's teaching, but if that's what you're getting,
You're skipping quite a bit of paragraphs.
Exactly.
A lot of it is like
Just skimming.
who do
Read
you,
that wrong.
Right,
here,
exactly.
it's like who do you trust to interpret whatever book you might be reading, be it the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, other teachings from other religions. It's a lot of people don't actually read those scriptures. but they trust the interpretation of others and the manipulation of others and people who play on their fears. And that's both in people of religious authority and political authority. And then we find ourselves here and having to say stop Asian hate and having to say Black Lives Matter and so on and so forth.
But I
Yeah,
think,
like, I mean,
oh, go ahead.
sorry.
You have been
like-
quiet, so let's hear it.
I was thinking really hard. Well, it's like even with a lot of religious texts, like they do tell you to like throw stones and kill people and, you know, not sleep around or whatever. But the thing is, like, you got to take the book for its value and in the context of its time. And like, you can read the Quran or the Bible and still, you know, not follow it like literally.
Yeah,
don't
Be a good person.
like like
Yeah,
having
like-
wars over, you know, it like, you know, I treat those kind of texts like I treat humans. They're imperfect, just like the human that you wrote them. It's imperfect.
Exactly.
You know,
Like you
so
can like look at the beauty of the text and like be spiritual and stuff, but I think essentially everything kind of for me always boils down to like, don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick. If you're not a dick, everything's
Hashtag
easier.
don't be a dick.
Hashtag don't be a dick.
Yeah, like Shayne's talking about like how he'll like, you know, give people a nod or like look at them and like be like, you know, like, I got you, I'm not a jerk. But like I honestly, in my soul, like every day when I interact with people, unless they're like the person standing at like at the subway entrance that's looking at their phone that doesn't move out of the way, unless they're that person, I try really hard to be nice to everybody across the board all the time, because then they're nice to you, then you feel good, everybody's happy. Like, what does anyone ever get out of being mean to people they don't know?
That's
just
my
mean to people
exception
you
as
know.
well. Anyone who's standing in front of the turnstile that's just like this.
Yeah, that
Well,
person
they
gets a
deserve
little
they
bit of,
deserve
like,
to be on the
walking
tracks.
rage. But outside of
Let
that, I mean that
Let me
much.
tell you
Most
something. I don't know if you guys have done it, but like, you know how when you get off the train and you see the conductor poke his head up to
Mhm.
you know, close the doors,
You're like, hey.
it'll be like, hey, they'll just be and you just hit him back, and that's it.
Yup.
How long
Yup,
does
little
that take
chin
you?
nod.
Just like, yes, thank you for opening the doors for me. Thank you for, you know, driving my train and making sure I got where I needed to go.
A nod
No,
goes
we're
a
not-
long way. A nod
Masks-
truly
A nod
does.
does-
Masks have affected my whole like little like smile thing, because you know,
Oh yeah.
and now I'm doing it, but they're not seeing it, so
They
I just
see it.
look like
I
I'm
have
looking
to-
at them.
They see it in your
In the
eyes.
eyes. Yeah.
I hope so. I smile even more to try and give that, you know.
You
Because
gotta
Also-
rub your fingers in and get some crow's feet so that they can kind of see it a little better.
You just have to like make them really narrow. So
Yeah, you do. Mine already get like
just
that
walk around.
already.
You know how they say a cat says "I love you" by blinking?
I tend to smile that way.
Blink.
Yeah, just wink at everybody. That's the way to do it. When I was little, I used to.
I can't
wave
do
at
that.
Firemen.
Nope.
I'm not a
Nope.
good
Nope.
singer.
Darius and I can't do that. Nope.
Nope.
It has to
No.
be the right person. Like, you can do that with like family, I would say, and maybe some friends, but
I'm just not a good winker. It's not you.
my
probably
boyfriend
think
is
that I need
really
help.
good at winking, and he does it like so cash.
Ooh,
And
you gotta watch them then.
sometimes I'll catch him. I'll be like, "Did you really just do that?"
That's how he won you over, isn't it?
Is
Hit
your
me with,
boyfriend
like, the
giving
wink.
winking lessons? Is he giving winking lessons?
I'll ask. I mean, he might charge.
Next week on maybe
LinkedIn.
next week
Maybe that's
I'm winking.
Ashley's boyfriend will be giving winking lessons. In the episode, hashtag don't be a dick. I don't know if you want to say his name, but his name will be Ashley's boyfriend will be giving winking lessons, so you cannot be a dick.
I thought that was going into the hashtag don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's.
I
I was like, wait. I was like, why are we trying to put his name in that?
Well, I was like going with it, and then I was like, oh wait, no, she may not want me to say that. So anyway, but
The man that shall not be named.
yes. But also
I'll
to
call my little
segue from what Rebecca said about is like how you have to interpret the text. The same thing I feel with the Second Amendment and basically anything written hundreds and hundreds of years ago for a different time with different people in mind. Hence the gun laws that everyone's up in arms about. What do you think?
I think having regulations is not taking away people's guns. I think it's just regulating it. It's okay. Now, I did hear this. I did catch on the news in an article on social media that they were planning on talking about gun regulation, and that oh no, it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was. It was the press secretary, and she was talking about how she was considering proposing that the police departments had lists of people that owned guns. That people that are against that are saying then it's going to be easier to take their guns away because they're going to have a list of where people live, and things like that.
Okay.
So it runs into these weird. Okay, what do we allow?
Where's the gray line?
Right.
Yeah, where would we allow? Because at some point it's either this controlling aspect, I guess, that it's invasive.
Well, so let me throw this out there. So me and my boyfriend took a nice little journey across the U.S. We went to Oklahoma. We did a nice little drive. We hit a lot of states. And now we got to specific states where they're open to carry a gun. And they're very calm, very welcoming environments. And then you get to the cities where they're highly regulated and everyone's on edge all the time. Mm-hmm. And my question to you guys is, do you regulate it in certain places? Do you not regulate it in other places? Or do you change the laws across the board and possibly see a domino effect where it's affecting these communities where people are policing themselves in order to help the communities that aren't policing themselves properly?
I think I'm a big believer that most of the time with laws laws are flawed because they are generalities instead of considering the individual situation and individuals. However, with guns, to quote Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, and guns are great power. You hold lives in your hands, and as they should have with anyone licensed, be it a civilian, and especially police officers and so forth, there should be rigorous testing, in my opinion. Rigorous mental and emotional tests to go through to say that you are okay to carry this gun and you're not a threat to other people. Yeah, okay. Huh?
What would that involve?
Like a mental health assessment?
Mental health assessment,
Are you
and
feeling
speaking...
suicidal? Do you want to harm others?
And speaking with someone who was a licensed psychiatrist to actually evaluate you.
To play devil's advocate here, with the people who are worried about you adding too much regulation, are you making the process too long-winded because of a bunch of bad apples and making it harder for the people who want them and need them and will use them properly? You're making it harder for them. So
you make it a scenario where once you apply, the longest you have to wait is 30 days. And you can grandfather it in. Like, you can hold onto your guns while you go through this testing. And if you don't pass it, guess what? They are taken away from you. But in the meantime, you have them. Yeah, because you can't just show up to everyone's doorstep. Okay, let me hold this and that. It's not like,
until you pass.
Yeah, until you pass. Like, you can't. That's just never going to happen.
Give me this gun safe. Yeah.
That's just never going to happen. But it's like, and also you're also never going to know for sure if someone's lying to you whether or not they have a gun. You're not going to search your house, so on and so forth. It's never going to be foolproof. But if you were to say it's grandfathered in, but everyone who's licensed right now or who wants to be licensed has to go through an emotional evaluation with a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever it might be, a mental evaluation, and whether or not you actually know how to handle this material. I was walking down the street on Sunday, I believe it was, and there were people out there. There were police officers with their automatic weapons, and they put in that muzzle in the back seat while they're getting ready. Because if it goes off somewhere where it's controlled.
Right.
Controlled. You have to be trained to handle this weapon, and if you go through those three processes, and if we were to get our shit together and actually have it be a real process where you only have to wait 30 days, How is that too much to ask? We have to wait months to get our driver's license.
I was gonna
I have a
say
question.
I would want it to just be taken as seriously as like kind of like a driver's license.
Yeah.
I actually agree there, but I've had conversations with people about the training aspect of it. If people actually sat through like classes about how to shoot, people sat through courses that might tell you, you know, if you use this with this, you can put that with that, and, you know, maybe actually taking people to the range and showing them how to properly use it, that would actually prevent people from going out and, you know, doing these things.
Forgive my ignorance, but
Wait, you
do they not do that already before you're allowed to have a gun?
No, I when the first time I went to Utah in 2019, I walked up to Walmart, and the gun rack was right there.
Yeah, they will literally just hand it to you willy-nilly. Like, you are required to train yourself on how to use it.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what a safety is, you don't know what a safety is. Everything in the world comes with a goddamn manual. And I don't know about you, but depending on what it is, you
They don't even come with a manual?
No, they do. No, everything does.
Like
But
on, off.
how many of you get past like the first couple pages?
Oh, I
Get
love
that.
reading those.
I mean,
Okay, with the
Okay.
exception.
Wait,
of
hang
these
on.
two.
Hey, what's a
I
manual?
write them.
That was my point I was trying to make.
No, you're
Like-
absolutely correct about that.
You're
Absolutely.
right.
no,
Right.
you are. But
I
I do think that it should be something that, like what, like we said,
Like a driving class.
Like, yeah, you
Absolutely.
just have to have a couple of
Yeah.
hours at least of knowing what you're doing with supervision. You know, you don't jump out of a plane by yourself the first time.
Do you feel that there should be
Not even
certain
the first
weapons
few
that are?
times.
I did it. It works with someone else doing all that stuff.
Oh, it does. I did too. And I was like, if you want
It
here,
allowed me
it'd be
to-
over.
It allowed me to pass out for the first 3 seconds.
I will live vicariously through you in that moment. Shane, you were gonna say something?
Do you think that a weapon, say like an AR-15, which is, I'm sure we've all seen on our Instagrams, that meme that went through the list of mass shootings all at the barrel of an AR-15, do you think that certain weapons are not needed to be made available to the public?
Yeah.
Mm,
Because
I mean, I
I
don't
think
think
it goes
that.
along with the testing.
Mhm.
So if you
I mean,
had,
if you do the testing, I do agree with you that it makes more sense that you would allow it because you're making sure that they're more responsible people
Right.
having guns.
I don't know about
but
you, but like if
Having
you're-
that person having a bad day like in Sandy Hook, it just the amount of time that it
You
takes
can't-
for them to kill that many people is what's most concerning. It was like a couple of minutes and there was 26 people.
I think with the testing in mind, you know, if they put something in place that was like, okay, if you have X amount of guns and this amount of time where you haven't done anything wrong, then you can qualify to get a different gun, maybe?
Like
I don't know how
a
that-
reward system for gun ownership.
Well,
Like,
more
you
like
have
a
to give
promotion
selector.
is what I'm thinking. Like,
Like
after
phones, trading up for the big one.
I don't know. I don't know if a weapon.
Samsung.
Just
Like-
imagine if they regulated it to the point, like, I don't know if you've heard about, like, other countries, they have, like, drinking laws, and they're, the age limit to get a drink is a lot lower, and as a result, people drink less because they're allowed to drink sooner. So could we find something equivalent to that and use that for guns?
But I think that also comes into play with the fact that their driving ages and things like that are older. You know, so if we would have to change a lot more than just like, you know what I'm saying? So as far as like beer drinking, I feel like the reason that they can do it with less harm is because they're not behind a wheel in most cases when they're drinking. And I would say a lot of the time that we see a lot of drunk driving happening, it's with underage drinking or, you know, just in their early 20s. And
Because they're doing it in secret.
well, I'm saying they're doing it at the same time. So if we give them the drinking without the car privileges, then maybe it works better for them. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I know that usually ones with lower drinking ages have higher ages for driver's licenses.
I just don't know if anyone needs to own something like an automatic rifle. I'm a big fan of, say, Life Below Zero, that show about all the people living a substantive lifestyle in Alaska. They need their guns. They have wolverines and bears and
Bears.
and
Bears, for sure.
lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! They need their weapons. They need their weapons. But none of them own an AR-15. None of them are going out there and be like, kill that bear. No, they kill to survive and with respect.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
I can't imagine an argument where a civilian needs an AR-15 in their home. A shotgun to go hunting, a handgun to protect your family, especially if you're out in the sticks. Fine. Or even just in the city to protect your family if you know how to use it. Okay, fine. But an AR-15, something of that magnitude, what's next? Do we need to own bazookas? Like, I really do feel there should be a cutoff line.
Rockets.
Like, automatic weapons can do so much
What-
damage.
What is the cutoff line, and how is it just as easy to get an AR-15 as it is to get like a pistol? Is that
In
like just one of the
some
things on the
states.
gun rack?
In some states and on the black
Yeah,
market.
I think it is. I mean,
I'm
the
so
black
naive-
market
I'm
is
so
a
naive
whole
for this,
different
so-
category.
Yeah, I mean, anything will be available there that we can't, they're not playing by the rules.
You should
So-
see this shit available at Walmart in Utah.
God.
We live in a
That's
bubble
the
here,
real
but
issue when it's part of the
Yeah.
rules, when it's like that easy that it's just part of the rules to just give you what you want. Ashley
and I both made that trip
it is-
down south. We know, we've seen
Well, yeah, like
the availability.
it's just so different,
It's
and
interesting that you said that though, yeah. That
It's-
it's safer or calmer out there.
the vibe is very different. Where people understand like not to piss each other off because the other one can fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because there's possibly a gun in the other person's pocket, whether it be a male or a female. So they police themselves, and there's less crime that happens. Like, we were in Indianapolis for like probably a few hours, and immediately we were like, no, like this vibe is so horrible. We thought we were gonna get jumped.
But can I ask the question, your opinion, Ashley?
Okay.
Do you find that it's calmer in those more likely rural type areas because it's a lot of people who look the same and believe the same, as opposed to more diverse areas where it's a race war?
So I would say yes, but we were in Oklahoma and I saw every color, which I was very surprised because in thinking it's a more rural area, I was expecting everyone to be white. But the fact that we went through like places like Tennessee and we went through Arkansas and we went through Dallas for a little bit and we stopped in St. Louis and Kansas City, and very diverse markets, and some rural, some more city heavy, but there was a definite mix and a definite calm. It's very weird. We were like an IHOP, and then mix of white and black because everybody, everybody wants pancakes. But
Makes sense.
Hashtag everyone wants pancakes.
everyone wants pancakes. But I could tell when certain people had pieces because their shirts fit a little bit differently. You can just tell.
The more pancakes they eat, the more you can see the handle, right?
Exactly that.
As they
exactly
lean
that.
in.
That's
Yeah.
what's the
Makes sense.
the surprise in my pocket. As Sheyne jiggles his bat.
As you can see, we respect this topic very, very much.
So, yeah.
It was. I think just because I saw that, I kind of think it's more because it's a rural versus a city mentality.
I was gonna say, I
People
think it's because
on
of the
top of
space.
each other. Yes, exactly that. It's everybody squished into one spot, and obviously we see more shootings in areas that are populated.
Densely populated, right?
Yeah. So there's also something that I learned in college is that more crime happens in the summer versus the winter because everybody's outside and it's hot and people are pissed off. And in the wintertime, everybody's inside and no one's bothering to go outside and do crime, so crime is actually less.
Because they're too busy dealing with mental illness during No, like
There's
seriously.
depression.
Yeah.
Like seriously, seasonal
Oh,
depression.
There's less sun outside. Well, yeah, but it's all about where you are that I think generates, and that's again where the regulations change depending on if you're in a city or in a rural suburban area.
You bring a good point, because I think that's also with how people respect like COVID and what's going on with COVID. Because you know, us being in the city, you know, yeah, we're on top of it. But like in Michigan, there's so much space. They have their yards. They don't really ever deal with people unless they're in a space. So they're still able to walk outside without masks and not be around anyone. They're like still living their lives, so they don't take it as seriously as we would when I go outside just to like walk my dog. You know, yeah. Go ahead.
Nashville. We went through Nashville on a Friday night, and I'm telling you, the bars were packed. There were lines down the block, around the corner, wrapped around the buildings. There were just tons and tons of people on this one strip in Nashville. And we were just, our minds were blown because of...
Did they have masks on?
I was going to say a good portion of them did not.
Yeah.
At least I would say 50%, maybe 60% were not wearing their masks. And they're all
like
again...
Lysol sphere.
We were going to go to one of the restaurants and we started seeing this and we're like, nope, let's go this way. I'm like, let's not. And even, like, we went to a mall in Nashville. And a lot of people were wearing masks, but in these strips and these bars, like, people are not doing that. So you see, they're not covering up in certain spots and then going to other places where they're carrying whatever they got along with them into these other places. And I don't understand it. Even we stopped in Dallas and like Arkansas to like go to the bathroom, and we noticed a lot of people just don't wear them. But is that because of the space?
I mean, I guess, you know, when it comes to space and you're not taking it as, like, you're not doing it as often, I think it's now muscle memory for all of us living in the city to do this. Like, just make sure we're always going to be around somebody that, you know, that we are going to need to have a mask around. So, you know, I think over there, they do it so little that it almost, it doesn't seem important. It seems like it could be...
It's an afterthought for sure.
Yeah, it's just a suggested thing. It's not nothing that you gotta really worry about.
Yeah, they're also so spaced out that they probably don't know people that have gotten it, so it probably really doesn't feel real to
I hate
them.
those people.
Yeah,
I have a
Like,
friend.
you know, like if you didn't see any of it and you didn't know anybody who lost anybody,
Or even
and you
if they
saw it in
have,
the news.
Darius,
most of
do
them
you have a
survive.
friend?
Yeah.
No, my family is actually from a town in Alabama called Greenville, and at first, you know, when it first hit, it was hitting New York very hard, and they weren't taking it as seriously. And then it got down there, and it hit quite a few members of my family. My cousin lost his wife. You know, it's and so like ever since then, thank you. But ever since then, they've been masked up. And they've been, you know, taking the proper precautions. They've really been preaching, you know, about being safe when it comes to this virus. And I think Beks was about to say exactly what I was thinking, you know, I think you did say it, about it just being, you know, so much more spacious and you not necessarily having come in contact with too many people who have had it. If I'm being honest, other than I think one or two people, it was a few months before I came into more people, you know, came into contact with more people who actually did have the virus at some point. You know, I didn't know too many people affected by it. And I know I was probably one of those rare cases in New York, but until later on in the pandemic, until I would say probably like September or so, before it really started getting closer and closer to home. Right. I was blessed in that respect. But, you know, and I can only imagine how they were feeling down there. Like, you know, maybe they didn't know too many people that had it. It's just something, it seems so far away, and it's not, you know what I mean? Until it starts hitting closer to home, it doesn't quite seem real. Even for us, when we were hearing about it going on in Europe and in Asia, like it was like, okay, well, it's over there. It's over there. It's not going to get here.
It started
didn't
out
feel like a big deal.
Right.
It started out so weird. You started seeing a story here, a story
It was
there.
like
All of a sudden it
Apocalypse.
flooded social media, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Well,
for me, it was wondering how serious I should take it because, like, I remember talking to Sheyne, who was like, "You need to stock up your kitchen." He's like, "You need to get paper plates because the water might be gone."
The toilet paper thing.
Yes, the toilet paper.
man.
Hold on, the toilet paper thing and Oreos. Who the fuck was stocking up on all these goddamn Oreos that the store has to tell you that you can only take one?
Chips Ahoy for life, son.
No,
the companies
that's a discussion for another day. We're not gonna go.
Darius, you're fired.
I
That's
don't
really
like chocolate,
divisive,
so.
Sheyne. Okay, you gotta
I mean,
reel
yeah,
it in. You've
I'm
gone
an
too
equal,
far.
I'm an equal cookie opportunity eater.
Oh my God. Equal cookie
That's
eater.
fair. That's fair.
But like at some point, my aunt had told me that she went to church and they were talking about the end of days, and that the government had like spies that were laying in wait and was waiting for the economy to be so affected by this that they were going to sneak up and destroy us.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That is
uh-huh.
5G.
coming out next
People
summer.
are like telling you to stock up because I'm not going to be able to go outside again.
In
And
a
I'm
world
just like,
where
do I take this seriously?
See, I was like, I mean, you know me. I'm very realistic. People call it pessimistic. I think people don't wear masks because they think they're fucking tough, and they think that even if I get it, and I have family members who are an example of this, who have gotten it and like, well, I'll beat it. Yeah, I got sick, but I beat it. I ain't wearing it again. Fuck that. And we're tough, and I need my guns, and we're tough, and I stick with my own because my own is tough. And I don't take shit seriously, and no one's going to tell me anything. And so then it's not just country either. It's all over the place. I, on the other hand,
for that example,
I've been waiting for not the end of days, but like, yeah, that example. But I've been waiting. I pay attention to what goes on. And I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but like I look at what goes on all over the world and at other pandemics, and it is only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time till it was real here. And I know you have. I think what do the experts say? You have 72 hours before absolute chaos. Once the system crashes, you have 72 hours till we all turn on each other. And it's like I was at Walmart where there were no eggs, and then someone brought out a stack of eggs, and everyone's like pushing each other for it. He's like, "Relax, I got enough for all of you," and they're handing out the eggs and like that. And it's like I still have toilet paper from then. It's. So I was like, yes, prepare. And I know I came across. I came across super extra.
He eats a lot of fiber.
I got one 12-pack, and that lasted me the longest in the history of man.
But you don't shit like me.
I was pretty lucky because I did not stock up because I was not going to go and fight over it. But I only had one moment in this whole where we were like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do?
You had none left?
We are counting the squares. So, no,
are you ripping out the paper towel?
We ended up getting from my friend's job. She stole it from her job to bring it. And
no, she borrowed it.
She borrowed it.
Yeah, because we're giving it back.
Somehow.
No, she was giving it. I don't know about you guys, but at some point,
Sheyne
like,
just put origami up his ass.
No.
You guys had like the flushable wipes, or is it just me?
Shaped like baby wipes?
Basically.
Darius said he really wants to speak up for this part.
No,
I said I think it's just Ashley.
Oh, okay.
No,
Look, Ashley's got a clean butt then in that case, because those baby wipes, look, you can't pass judgment on that.
Flushable wipes.
There's
No,
no
it's nothing
better
wrong.
way.
I pass by them. I'm
Well,
just like, every time.
that's what saved me on toilet paper.
You see,
Because I had the mix of both of them.
in my state of panic, I forgot
That's it.
about.
I like that. I mean,
Wait, do you think Beks went off to get a drink, or B, toilet paper?
Or a new chair.
Wait, do you guys want to guess, or do you want me to say, oh my, yeah, do you hear it squeaking nonstop? It's driving me nuts. I need to get new chairs so badly. Okay, so fun story. I sat in one the other day because my mom found this dining set in the street, and she thought it would be a really nice housewarming gift for me because it's all real wood. But it's all put together so shittily, and I sat down, and the whole chair busted because they continue to break all the time. So every time I'm in, I'm like, is today going to be the day? And, as quarantine progresses, you're like, oh, we're getting close.
Oh, Lord. One of these days, you're going to see Beks disappear. And
Now when I hear it, I'm
Pretty
gonna.
much.
We're gonna guess
Count
how
it.
many. Yeah, how many.
Okay,
How many creaks it's gonna be before she falls on the
Oh,
chair?
God.
I'll lower my new mic. I'll move my new mic. No, it's because I kept seeing the blue. Well, it's not going away, but I feel like I look like Cyclops.
well, because you have the light in your-
Avengers. Yeah, I was like, I gotta stop this.
Hey, Avengers.
Yeah, Darius, I was wrong.
Thank you. I was like, are we just gonna
Justice
let
League.
that pass?
All right. I mean, she just gave us the
Literally
perfect
to my
segue,
brain.
though.
And she did.
Now, I don't know if you can
It's
put
my
a bow
favorite,
on everything.
obviously.
I don't know if you can put a bow on everything we just discussed, but all we can say is that we stand with everyone. We love everyone. And hopefully this conversation inspires more conversation, because that's the next step.
Yep.
Beks brought up the Avengers. The original Avengers was the Justice League.
Wait.
We just went from what Marvels to DC. I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm not about that DC
What's
life.
the difference? What's
You're not about that DC
difference?
life.
What?
There are very big differences.
There is very big difference.
Like
Oh,
costumes.
no,
I
absolutely.
love how we talked about guns and
Storyline.
COVID and killing people, and that didn't spur a fight.
Okay, wait. All right, show of hands. Who is Marvel?
Can I love?
I don't know,
I love
like-
both.
I can go either way.
I'm both.
Again, it's
There
about
we go.
loving.
I'm
No,
fluid.
it's like the Yankees or the Mets. You have to pick one.
No.
No, it's not like that. It's like Star Trek and Star Wars. You can be both.
It's,
You can watch both. I'll watch DC, but my heart is still with Marvel.
Because of what? The comics or the movies?
Both. You're talking to the daughter of the comic book collector. Let's get real.
All right.
The one who goes to Comic Con every year and goes and travels
Okay.
to like PA.
That's fair.
And DC
Fair
and goes
enough.
to Comic Con.
Just got cred.
I love them so much equally. Wonder Woman.
Okay,
So what
okay.
All right. Let's go. Who's your favorite superhero? Beks.
Oh, I need a minute. I need to
Ooh,
think
go
about
back
it.
to her. Go back to her. It's not
Tater.
starting off strong.
Tater tot. Tater tot.
Okay, so DC would be Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh, she moved around so much she froze.
No. You have to pick one.
One, your all-time superhero
Oh,
favorite.
No, fuck out of here. No.
I'm only gonna pick Storm because she beats Wonder Woman. in a comic.
You made it hard. Oh.
But you're
Oh,
not
did she?
wearing a Storm
Whoa, you're an engaged man.
t-shirt.
I know, but I was watching Justice League and the fake horns stuff we had to do.
Ashley?
You made this so difficult.
Ashley, who's your
I know.
favorite?
Phoenix.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a good
Mr.
one.
No Donuts?
No donuts. I don't want.
Did you say Lilo and Stitch? Because I'm confused.
Oh,
I said, where the fuck?
I'm gonna
is
be
he?
corny, but I'm gonna. It's definitely Batman. And, well, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we have that question? Is Batman a superhero? I guess.
Yes, he is. He's my favorite superhero, too.
Yeah.
No,
He
wait.
says-
Is he a Batman? Is a hero, but is he a superhero because he has no superpowers?
He's super.
Yeah.
Like Iron Man.
Yeah. He can hold his own against
I agree with
metahumans.
you. I agree with you.
Wait,
Whoa.
who do you agree with?
I agree with all of you. I agree that he is a superhero.
We all just said different things.
Oh wait, no,
That's what I'm saying.
I heard Sheyne and Ashley over everybody.
Hang on, I'm going to do it, Darius. Maybe if you listen next time, you would know what we all said.
Maybe
I
those
think-
headphones ain't so good anyway.
You've been
Ooh.
waiting to break that out.
It's him violating here.
You know
We
what,
need a
Ashley?
superhero for this conversation.
Ashley,
Save us. I'm
take
gonna
your little
Okay.
send
Phoenix.
a bat signal.
Your cheat
Little
code of a
Phoenix?
hero. Your cheat code of a hero.
My cheat code. Why is it a cheat code?
You know
Just
why
because
Phoenix
you-
is a cheat code? Because
Hold
she
on,
can
hold
do. Or the Phoenix Force. Wait, you talking about Phoenix Jean Grey
Okay.
or
Jean
Phoenix
Grey.
Force?
Are you talking Dark Phoenix
The one.
or Phoenix?
I'm talking
Oh.
Phoenix. I like her when she controlled.
Stop.
Because she can murder a bitch.
Or like everybody.
That's
Like
so
everybody.
Like, yeah, like the universe, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah. If she wanted to, it could be like Thanos, but like she doesn't.
I
So
will say that there are similarities. Isn't Darkseid like
Your eyes work
Marbles.
so hard, Shane. Oh my god, are you
Marbles.
okay?
what is the one in Marvel? Who's the one that's in
there
Marvel?
is
Who's
Thanos.
that guy?
Thanos. Thanos is Darkseid
Is
Light.
it-
Here's the thing about Marvel.
Like there's
There's an
Quicksilver
answer.
and there's Flash. There's always
Yeah.
like
Here's the thing.
Hawkeye and
There
there's
was
Arrow.
Superman, and then there was
Right.
Captain America 30, 40 years later. There was Batman, then there was Iron Man 40 years later, or 30 years later. There's I don't know about
Avengers and the
Aquaman.
X-Men.
You know, Wonder Woman, then you can take your pick. It's so on and so
Avengers
forth.
There's
X-Men.
Spider-Man and Ant-Man. Did I get one?
No, you didn't. No,
They're
sorry.
both on the same
Sorry,
side.
no. Yeah.
Horrible. That is horrible.
You get a pass.
I will say though
like, I'm
that
a comic book groupie, you know, like I don't actually read them. I'm gonna get there. But
I have my own little collection. My dad has over 34,000.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I respect that.
I
Watching the
thought you were gonna end
cartoons
at like
and
30.
stuff, you know.
Say that again, Tati?
I thought you were gonna end at 34, and then you said 1,000.
No, he has.
34 is not bad.
We just moved him into a new apartment and had to lug all of these boxes up the stairs.
It's a good workout.
Yeah, They're like about like this long and about like that wide, and it has probably about like they're probably about 50 pounds, 60
That's what she
pounds
said.
each.
Yeah.
And you have
4,000.
yeah,
How did you not sprain your ankle doing that?
Say what?
How didn't you sprain your ankle doing that? That sounds
because
arduous.
Jay mostly took most of the stairs. It was Jay and my ankle.
In your story, that was a loose we when you said.
Hey, I was in the truck and I was moving them from the back of the
Here's the thing. Here's a reference for you.
Supervision is part of the team.
You were Jean Grey and he was Phoenix.
Oh.
No. I was Jean Grey and he was Scott because I can.
Oh.
She got
That
that.
doesn't work. That doesn't work.
She's you know, having
Naughty.
a superhero relationship.
Wait, on that note, mine, even though like they're not necessarily hero, I'd say Catwoman. I adore her.
I love Catwoman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love.
She's like
Which
kryptonite to me.
Catwoman?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah,
Has me
Michelle Pfeiffer.
sweating.
Is there any? And I love Halle Berry, but is there any other Catwoman?
I mean,
Well, there's
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Anne
if you want to go
Hathaway.
Eartha Kitt.
Oh, Anne Hathaway was
Julie
okay, but they
Newmar.
don't
I
give
have
her-
a feeling about her too, but she did a decent job. But like, she just doesn't give me the feeling Michelle Pfeiffer does.
Well, they
It's just
were-
like,
The
No, but
closest
they were
one
all-
would be
they were
Julie
different.
Newmar and
They
the
were
first
different
Catwoman.
oh, yeah, those photos.
I think the low one
Banging.
for me is Halle Berry.
She looked
Absolutely.
amazing.
It was
Because
because of
it's
the
the
story. It
worst
was-
movie I've seen in my entire
Terrible.
life.
But
Except
credit
for
to her-
Owens, which is
Little-
also Halle Berry.
Credit to her,
Remember the
she
fake
accepted
nail?
her Razzie in person. Not many people
That's true.
have
Oh, wow.
the self-awareness to show up to the Razzies and accept it in person. So kudos to her.
She can really do no wrong.
I don't
Halle
agree with
Berry's
that, but
smart,
she at
so-
least is self-aware with that.
But at least, yeah, she
She was
knows.
a
Like, I wish
terrible
she wouldn't
Storm.
have done the movie, or could have. I think that's outside of her control too. It's just bad directing.
Did you
bad
like her
casting,
more
bad
as Storm
writing.
or Catwoman?
Unfortunately,
X-Men were
Storm.
competent.
I think. I mean,
That's not.
X-Men was a
they
competent
both-
franchise at
They
first.
both had bad writing for both of those characters. I think they both sucked from the from.
They've always messed up Storm, but the point is Storm or Catwoman.
Okay, best at her. Best at her.
Storm.
Bless it.
Storm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because she was like Derek Jeter on the Yankees. He was surrounded by a bunch of people that elevated him. If he was by himself, he'd be treated like David Wright. Great on his own, but not great in the whole picture.
All I want to know is what happened to her accent.
That's what I thought.
Same
too.
thing with Scarlet Witch.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It was Dajin, Botetense, Sputnik, and then it was like, hi.
But I love Scarlet Witch.
I do too, but the accent issue is an issue.
How do you guys feel about, I don't know if you've watched or heard or seen the trailers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I heard it was
Watched
great.
it.
I haven't seen it.
It's 6 episodes. I saw the first episode, and
Yep.
the way they leave the first episode, I was like, definitely watching this.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get Disney Plus again after it's over, so I can binge that in WandaVision.
Yeah,
But-
I haven't watched any of that.
WandaVision turned out really good.
Who saw Justice
I
League?
still haven't finished.
Who saw Justice League? Raise your hand. Who saw Justice League?
Oh,
I'm
I mean,
informed.
Okay,
Midway,
we'll try not to do
Ashley
Ashley has
spoilers.
thumbs down because she hated it.
No. Ashley has thumbs down because
She doesn't
boyfriend
like
had
DC.
never seen the movies that came before it, so I was gonna watch the 4 hour.
You don't
one
necessarily
with him.
have to.
He doesn't have to. I
You don't
would
have
say.
to.
I know, but I read.
I have changed as a person. I watched it, and then I watched Batman versus Superman right after it, just to kind of know what the hell was going on.
Compare notes.
I never watched stuff out of order, but I did. Oh, Darius is waving to a stranger.
No,
right now.
no, my nephew just barged in the room and just opened the door.
Oh, now he
I was
wants to
wondering,
say
I was
hello.
like,
Tell him
why
bye,
are you-
Of course
Felicia.
he doesn't.
Why is a little innocent
He loves
smile on your face
pasta.
right now?
Is Justice League supposed to be before or after the second Wonder Woman? Because I didn't watch that, and I didn't watch the Aquaman or.
Well, the
like,
beginning of the
Aquaman.
new Justice League
after
is
Batman
when
vs.
Superman dies.
Yeah.
Right.
So that opening scene where you get the
She
shockwave
didn't
of his
watch
death.
it.
It's the first scene. She's seen Batman versus Superman. She knows he dies.
He was
I-
dead. He was taking a
Is that-
nap.
That's when he turned evil, right? And then they had.
No. The very beginning of the new Justice League when it's like, ah, and
No,
it's
no,
like,
I know that he died. I know he
whoa.
died in that. I thought you were talking about Batman versus Superman.
He was
Well, you
dead.
asked what order they come in. You asked.
But no,
I feel like there's a lot.
I was talking about Wonder Woman. I was talking about Wonder Woman too.
Oh, that's before. That's before Man of Steel.
Technically, it came out after everything, but if
But
you do it in
order
order,
that you're
chronologically, yeah.
1984 comes first, and then the first Wonder Woman.
But
Which-
that,
Oh,
My-
it's a prequel.
yeah.
What?
Is
That
it
was
a
the
prequel?
first one, then
No, right. It's the
No,
first
no, no.
1984.
and then
It's Wonder Woman,
1984.
then Wonder
Oh,
Woman
yeah, you're
1984,
right.
then Man
I
of
was
Steel,
like,
then
oh, man.
BVS,
Ugh.
then
Comes
this.
back from the dead. Did they do
Wonder
the
Woman
creepy stuff?
1984 still.
And I guess
I
then
know.
Shazam.
My boyfriend watched
Then
1984
Aquaman. That's
first, and then he watched the first Wonder Woman, and he's like, "Wow." He's like, "The first one was way better than the second."
Well, at least
one.
it got better for him. Shit. Because it got worse for everybody else.
It did. Oh
Yeah.
God.
I think the opposite.
Bad.
This is why when I
Really,
show
really
people Star Wars who've never seen Star Wars, I start with episode 1. So it only gets better. Now it'll get worse again with the new trilogy.
Oh,
But at least
right.
in the middle. At least in the middle, they have a highlight.
They'll ruin it.
So what did you think
I
of
do-
Justice League?
Right.
I do have to say that Yes, Chip.
That's your chair. And you feel safe sitting there?
Rebecca has gas.
He lives on the edge.
That ass.
Just don't like
Yeah.
throw yourself in the chair at any point because it will go out from underneath you.
Put all
It's
the
like
weight
my
at like.
back hurts, and so I'm like trying not to wiggle and stuff. I'm like, this painful.
It's
I'm
funny.
leaning on
I
this.
see you like slightly shift, and I hear the.
Yeah, I feel like that wood needs some it needs lotion or something.
It needs
Bex,
to
are
be
you
some
drinking?
polishing. Yeah.
Wait, Bex, are you
If you
drinking?
look underneath, like it's like a gazillion nails,
Like-
and they're
Like
barely
it's so
screwed
dry,
in.
it needs some moisture in it because it's gonna crack and break.
Ew.
There are children in the
Hashtag
room.
she needs some
Excuse me.
moisture.
Bex, are you drinking?
Not enough. I'm on to
Okay,
like my
Ashley, you drinking?
third
I'm not.
bottle. She's doing the little fresher.
Okay, so
Starbucks
I'm not
thing.
alone in
Diet Coke
my
over here.
alcoholism
Coke Zero.
right now. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta. Can you be the drunk one today, Sheyne?
Oh, I'm
Please.
getting there, girl. I'm getting there.
You
I will
know
say
when
that-
I'm drinking when my face turns like super red for absolutely no reason.
It's because of the alcohol, silly.
That is me. That is me too. I get really red, like all over, like someone smacked.
Also, the Asian glow is not specific to Asians.
No, I mean,
So maybe it's just the glow.
It is the glow.
it is
the glow
not.
up.
It's not a
glow.
good glow. It's not a good glow. It's like
I
I
removed
think it's
myself from this
cute.
part of the
I
conversation.
radiate heat and my makeup melts because it's
Oh my
so
god,
hot.
radiate heat, and whenever my hair is straight, it will literally start to get wavy in places, and it'll
Run
just
up in the
start
baby hairs.
slightly. Yep, it'll start to slightly expand, and it'll just be like this.
Little,
And then I
little
have to
mullet.
put on a brush. Yeah. Then I have to put it in a
sometimes-
ponytail so it doesn't look like a hot mess.
Sometimes I get hives now, but I can't figure out what type of alcohol it is or what's going on. I think it might
You
be
just don't
vodka.
remember. Vodka makes me sick no matter how much I have of it. If I have like a sip, I'll get legit sick.
It's like face rash, and then it's like it's like carry powder, and I just powder it down, and
What
I'm a
about
tripper at the bar, and I keep
vodka?
on going.
What about vodka and food, like penne alla vodka? Can you do that?
I mean, I ate some of that today.
Penne alla
I don't
vodka,
know,
heavy
I
on the
like
vodka?
I like
I get hives. I'm still
Alfredo
gonna do it.
sauce does not sit well with me.
Oh.
Tell us that in detail.
No.
I don't know if
Let's
you
not.
I
Does
don't-
I
it?
don't think we need to do that.
Okay,
Can we talk about what we thought about Justice League, please?
It doesn't count.
Yeah, let's go back to our.
What did we think of Justice League? The new Zack Snyder.
Alright, tell me what I missed.
Everything.
Everything.
No, we'll just say if
It's like Lord of the
It's
Rings
almost a yay
meets
or
the
nay.
DC Comics. It's Lord of the Rings meets
Yay.
DC Comics meets like the flashback storytelling nature of Watchmen.
Okay.
And it does not feel like
Like it's 4 hours.
Facts.
No, I was kind of, I was hard to take
completely
myself
agree.
away from it because I still have like an hour and a half left.
That happened to me too. Yeah. And I was mad because I wanted to watch it in one sitting. Like,
No, I
just
didn't
put my
watch it in one
tongue-
sitting.
Ugh.
I did.
I made the mistake at watching the first one because I thought it was different. It was going to be a different movie or something. And then I
That's what my
watched
boyfriend
it.
thought too.
Yeah, and then I watched it and I was like, no, it's the same thing, but you get a lot more story of each character.
Definitely do.
They
Character
really,
development.
And as
Yes,
you get to
which
the
they
end,
always
Tati,
miss
you'll
in
see it
all the
being
movies.
different. As you get to the
I-
end, you'll see it being completely different from the original version.
Oh, okay, good. 'cause
Like, I
was
mean, the same premise, yes, but like just the inclusion of Darkseid, just that Lord of the Ring flashback sequence, to how integral all of them are to the end resolution. Maybe less Batman, but he brings them all together, so he's integral. Like, it's I didn't expect shit from this. I said Zack Snyder's hit or miss for me. I dislike more than I like his stuff. I don't expect much. I expect to be a tad bit better. I was not prepared to love this film by any means, and I do.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, if you gave any filmmaker 4 hours to do a movie some justice, they will do it right. Because they have
They might put too much stuff in it, and it's hard
make
to
it too
keep.
slow.
people's
Yeah, it's
attention
hard.
spans.
Exactly.
I disagree.
Okay, that-
I
and I do have to appreciate
More
that.
hours to fuck it up.
that's true. More
I
hours
do-
to put monotonous shit in there, but I feel like you get more time to tell the story right for people who ran out of time or just really didn't make use of the time that they did have.
Yeah,
Like,
it worked a lot
when-
better with his directing style.
Yeah.
Was the second movie made because they wanted, the director wanted to show more or end it differently?
This
than it
one?
was originally?
Like
Yeah.
this version? No, this was actually the original version for the most part. What happened was, and to bring the conversation down a little bit, well, DC lost faith, and Warner Brothers really lost faith in Zack Snyder because of how poorly received Batman vs Superman was. They wanted to get him out, and they've been chasing Marvel, so they wanted to make it more Marvel Avengers-esque. Then Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide, and
I see.
Well,
our hearts go to him.
It was like edit time, right?
And well, what happened? He had to step away, but it also was a very convenient stepping away for the studio, who doesn't give two shits about people's personal lives and the tragic death of someone. And they're like, "Great, here's our opportunity. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Bye, Felicia." They brought in Joss Whedon. Doesn't really hold up today in that choice. Who directed Avengers 1 and 2 and wrote Avengers 1 and 2. And so he reshot something like 65% of it. Hence why Henry Cavill's upper lip is all messed up, because he was doing Mission Impossible and he couldn't shave off his mustache, so the computer generated his upper lip in the original version and made it funnier and less coherent, and took maybe 45% of what he had shot, or 40%, and maybe he reshot 55%, whatever it might be, maybe 60-40, and presented what we got in 2017. Now, because the fans spoke out, and mainly, unfortunately, because HBO Max needs subscribers, I need to push the platform. Like, well, here's $75-80 million. Go finish your version. Don't shoot anything new. But he did. I found out today, Ben Affleck, Jared Leto, and all of them did not get paid for that end credit scene, where they do fix the Joker to a certain extent, because that Joker, good God,
It was a lot. Yeah, it was better.
it was better.
Like, long.
And
That's something to look forward to because his
was
Joker
atrocious. But in this,
Terrible.
he was
Bad for
better.
him.
He's still the worst, but it was better.
Oh, absolutely.
Heath Ledger to the end.
Heath Ledger,
I'm liking Jack Nicholson's lately. I was watching.
they're all brilliant.
that
And
stuff,
Caesar, let's not overlook Caesar Romero.
yeah. Heath Ledger was amazing.
Caesar Romero,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Nicholson,
Right.
Heath Ledger, and Joaquin Phoenix, and Mark Hamill.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix.
Mark Hamill
Mark
on the
Hamill
animated show in the
is the
movies.
Joker.
Mwah, his
Yes.
Joker.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
But I
yeah.
dare I say,
that's the best one.
if we do get a chance to get more Zack Snyder stuff, which who knows if that'll happen. He thinks it's not going to happen. I think it's not going to happen, but who knows? Maybe it'll listen to the fans. If
Think
we
so.
do,
I
I
hope.
think we'll have a chance to see this Joker be redeemed, because he will play an integral part in part 2 and 3. If it were to happen. So either way, that's what happened. And I will put on the screen, out of respect for Zack Snyder, because the movie's dedicated to his daughter, a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline and crisis text line, out of respect for him and his family and his daughter and all that they went through. Beyond that, though, that is the story behind it. That's how it became such a clusterfuck, And here we are, 4 years later, we finally get this version. And I'm
I'm
glad we
just glad
did.
that they actually did it, because I mean, I thought that 2017 was good. This I think is great because it just gave me so much more of what I wanted, from it.
What you were missing.
It was just like just an extra treat. I mean, even though I literally just watched the movie,
It's a COVID treat.
I'm still just enjoying
You know
it.
what we should have did?
Did you say pelvic treat?
Treat.
Pelvic treat?
No.
COVID treat.
You said COVID treat, right? Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't make that up. Oh no, we lost Beks. Well, that's good. You know what? I'm gonna stop recording right now to save it, and that's good. I'm gonna pause.
Like having a good old time.
Listen to the music in my head. That's it. In my head, yeah.
It's like someone else has.
And we're back. Sorry, technical difficulties. Rebecca.
I failed.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I was saying is that what I think we should have did is rent it out in AMC for like the 5 of us and put the show or the movie up on the big screen.
You got the money for that, girl?
It's only $100 to rent.
You're shitting me.
No,
That's it?
Damn, times are tough. That's a COVID treat.
that is
a COVID treat.
Not a pelvic treat.
Not pelvic treat or something.
Hashtag pelvic treat.
I promise you guys, I am a deacon, regardless of
Oh.
the things that I say.
Deacon.
Pelvic treats look differently, though.
Well, now, also, you're
I
flip
feel-
now.
I feel tittily ashamed.
Tiddly ashamed?
You don't remember earlier she said tiddly instead of totally?
I was tittily invested in
I
it.
missed that entirely.
Did you? I even caught
And
it.
his shock was just like, what is she saying?
Bex, did you catch that? Bex looks completely repulsed.
Okay.
All right, so out of... Oh, wait.
I was gonna say on a complete side note, being that you're saying that it's too expensive to spend $100.
Well, I didn't know it was $100. Shit.
But maybe you could just use your stimulus check on it, or maybe the one that I didn't get.
Well, hang on a second.
Oh, she's
Out of
pulled
5
up-
stars, out of 5 stars, what do you give Justice League? Bex?
You start.
As a comic movie or just like as a movie?
However you want to rate it.
I think 4 hours was a lot. It didn't feel like a lot. There's some of the writing that was like a little cheesy, but as a whole, the character development, most of the pacing, and the way everything was kind of recut and put together, and how every character actually mattered and didn't feel like a token add-on character just to like everyone look good like the comic books or whatever. I say I give it like 4.5, maybe even 5 stars. As just like as a superhero movie, it was solid.
Deacon,
Like,
no
I'd
donuts?
say 4.5.
Okay. Deacon, no donuts?
I would say 4. I agree with a lot of what Bex had to say. I like that, as you said, Bex, how each member of the team did get a little bit more fleshed out. It didn't just feel like, oh, we have to put Flash and Aquaman and this one and that one. Like it didn't feel like they were just putting them there so that they can say, hey, now we have a team like Marvel. It was, so I'll give it a 4, particularly for that, because I like how they focused more on everybody not named Batman, Wonder Woman, or Superman.
Titty taters?
Yeah.
Do you like that? Do you like that name?
Tater titties?
I started
Tater
talking,
titties?
and I
I
was
was like, are you gonna respond to that?
I was just gonna just let that one, go. But
Oh!
I was like,
Mine are bigger than all of yours.
I will say that I liked the first one. So seeing the second one right after, I do like how the mood became darker. It was sadder. I do like the character development. I do like that they made Flash, the character, less scared of everything. they were really playing on his humor in the first one, and they kind of changed that
Like
up.
less slapsticky.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I did appreciate his slapstick humor in the first one.
Wait till the ending. I think you'll be satisfied with the ending.
I'm giving this rating before I got to actually see the second half of it. So I will
Sure.
say, though, just based on my bias, I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
Ashley,
Nice.
you don't count because you haven't watched it yet. I
Thank
would
you.
say what I loved the most. I don't even know if it was darker. I think it was darker in a believable way that didn't feel weighty. Whereas the original version of this, but especially in BVS, it was so bleak. And there are bleak parts to this, but it's done in a way that I feel is more palpable. Not palpable, palatable.
Right.
The wine. The wine's taking full
Is
effect.
that hard already?
This is the end of
he's
the
been
bottle.
drinking it the
This is the
whole
end of the
time.
bottle right here. I'm going to be going through the whole bottle. Anyway, I digress. What I really appreciate the most is that Superman's resurrection in the original version felt just like forced and blah to me. But in this,
Yeah.
I started it during work. Don't during work. And I was like, and it just kept I kept being like, oh, this is, and then when that happened, I was like, I feel emotional for the first time really in the Snyderverse. And him coming back was just, even them digging him up, like that scene was so much better when they exhumed him. And I felt a weightiness, but in like a nostalgic, emotional, like I actually root for all these characters way, which I didn't before. And I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I do think both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck are the best incarnations. I love Christopher Reeve, love Michael Keaton. Aside from Kevin Conroy on the animated series, I do feel that Ben Affleck, loving Batman, understands the comic book Batman, and I do believe, I know it's unpopular, he's the best Batman on screen. Whatever. I feel that everyone shined in this. I know.
This movie, he really
I'm
likes
growing
He really
to
likes
understand that, but I don't.
Right.
Yeah, he's not my favorite Batman.
Right. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I definitely him outside of the cowl, him as Bruce Wayne alone. I would agree with you. Him
Him
as
as
Bruce Wayne
Bruce
alone.
Wayne, yes. Him as
The
Batman.
best Bruce Wayne. Him as Batman, I don't know just yet, but him definitely as Bruce Wayne. We've seen him more as Bruce Wayne than anyone else.
What I think
as
maybe
Bruce.
is that in this, he's so Bruce as Batman because he doesn't have to hide who he is amongst his fellow Justice Leaguers. So I don't even think you necessarily get Batman in this. It's mostly just Bruce on a mission.
That's fair.
And Bruce is someone who is always preparing for the worst. He loves Clark. He loves all these people, but he's always got a trick in his back pocket for if these motherfuckers get out of control, it's all on him. The weightiness of who Batman is and all the baggage he carries with him, you didn't get with Keaton, I think. You didn't get with Christian Bale. Val Kilmer, George Clooney don't count. Adam West is a separate beast. But you felt it with Kevin Conroy, and I at least believe you feel it with Ben Affleck. Whatever. I digress. I would give it 4.8 out of 5 stars. There are things they could have done better. Some of the dialogue and this, that, and the other thing. And the effects are still a little bit miss with a lot of places. But the fact that they fleshed out, they brought in Darkseid, and they fleshed out Steppenwolf. He's no Thanos by any means, nor should he be.
Yeah, it was a lot better.
But it was a lot better. You understood his motivation in this, and the effects were 20 times better. And I appreciate... I miss taking time with a story. I miss that Lord of the Rings epic feel to movies. Now everything's digested in 15 seconds on TikTok. It's a different world. I'm old as dirt. I digress. 4.8. And I'm sorry I killed your transition, Ashley, because it was fucking brilliant.
I like Drunk Shade. Wait, I have to say, I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think he's good at it. I know no one else likes it.
I think it's great.
I think he has the look for it.
And Jason Momoa,
More than just the look. He did a great job.
Jason Momoa
so
is
much
like-
better in this.
Go there.
So much better in this.
Absolutely.
And,
I
and
haven't
He
watched
needs
any
to
of the...
stop throwing the
You're gonna
glass
make
bottle
me-
of booze into the ocean.
That's true,
Why
too.
didn't they
That's
cut
fucked
that out?
up.
It drives me nuts. Aquaman throwing a can, like a fucking bottle into the ocean.
And do you ever think about what it's like when he has to swim into Gotham? That dirty ass fucking water. They spotted 2 dolphins off Williamsburg yesterday, or Long Island City, or today. Like, those poor dolphins. I guess he can form a bubble and all that shit, whatever. When, like, fucking Green Goblin shows up, they have a bubble. I'm drunk. But that's beside the point. Jason Momoa was so good in this, and Ray Fisher as Cyborg, and Ezra Miller. Like, All of them shine.
Cyborg was so
believable.
much better in this. It felt like
Much better in
Frankenstein's monster. It was so awesome, and they named him.
And his father, Joe Morton, Terminator 2 over there.
Yeah.
We went
Terminator,
from,
yeah.
To like here, drunk. This is
Sorry.
and he's like,
He's the
I mean, have you seen this background? Have you seen the nerdiness that
Shame.
exists within my life? Anyway,
Shame.
all right, I'm
No,
done.
I mean, I will say that I appreciated all of that too. I mean, I love that. I love the epicness of the whole superhero.
well, now I can't wait to watch it. But back to my transition. Stimulus checks. What you guys spending it on? Did you
It's
guys
gone.
get it? That's the better question.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I haven't gotten
Oh,
it
it's
yet.
gone.
You haven't gotten the last two, Ashley.
Yeah, I haven't,
Have you done the thing I sent you?
No, I haven't had time yet. I have better things to do, like, entertaining people and stuff.
Yeah, then to get the free monies.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
so,
I wish I would.
you are the important
Yeah,
ones,
right
you
there.
fans. The fans that we do or do not have yet.
Mine is going towards something. I'm waiting to see how much I get back in my taxes to figure out if it's going towards credit cards or towards saving up to move.
Ooh,
What about
Are
you,
you leaving the
Darius?
neighborhood?
The neighbor, what? Huh?
Are you leaving the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
For those who don't know, Beks and I live in the same neighborhood, just like 20 blocks
Don't say
apart.
where it is. I want to
Just like
live.
20 blocks apart. Clearly, we're from Staten Island.
the reaction.
Oh,
was-
clearly. Yeah,
New
go there.
Jersey.
For those who are New Yorkers, they'll know what this reference is. It's Staten Island Junior.
Darius, what were you saying?
I'm sorry, I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
I just put pretty much all of mine in savings.
What about you,
Saving
Tanya?
up.
Me? Well, I do, late night Amazon shopping. I bought myself
I
a
didn't know
little.
where that was going.
I got myself.
Like, I know I spent late
It was
night.
like Call Girl 6.
I was like,
What
where
is
is
going
this
on
going?
there? I work late at night.
I mean, I told you I don't exercise, so I'm investing in getting something that might make me exercise.
Are you
Or
getting
I'll
those
just.
booty busters?
Like what?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm getting.
Wait, what is it?
Mhm.
Booty
A
buster. Yeah, it's. I don't know what it's called, but it's some kind of squat buns machine thing.
I have one, and it's just sitting in my office with dust
Yes.
all over it.
But
But sometimes I just sit on it for a couple seconds.
It
to, like,
hangs
go,
laundry.
I did it.
That's what I'm afraid it's gonna do. It's just gonna be in the way.
We can just have challenges, like before our meetings. It's just like, let's do 10 squats. Or
I
something.
read the review, and of course, I mean, it was probably like a paid review because they're like, oh, me and my mom, we fight to use it while we're watching TV. That's how much we love it. I'm like, oh, that sounds like something I'll do. Okay, let's buy it.
Did you believe the marketing?
Call your mama. Just call mom up and be like, do you want to fight me for this?
I mean, so let's see if it works. I'll give you the update.
Okay.
You have to demonstrate. You have to demonstrate it for
For
us.
YouTube. And
I will.
Patreon.
This is why I don't go to the gym.
We will have a separate clip of Tati opening it, looking at it, trying to use it, and then it's sitting in the corner back there where we can all see it, collecting dust.
That's where she's gonna clip her ring light on.
I'll put an outfit on it and stuff so that it blends.
Oh yeah, it's good for drying clothes.
Yep, exactly that.
Wait, I actually didn't spend it all yet. I put like what Darius did. I'm being all responsible and stuff. Put most of it into savings, and I am gonna use a good amount of it to
Beks.
buy stuff for myself
Beks.
because the other two,
Good amount of it.
Beks.
1,000
Don't lie.
away.
You know
Out of
you
the
endorsed it to the
14?
guy at the liquor store.
Oh no, I think
You
she's
know
saying
what
over
you did.
1,000.
I haven't been to the liquor store this week yet.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is Uber?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday when we're recording this, and she's like, like it's like Friday, Saturday,
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
really done something.
No, but like the last two, I like a lot of it was like on like cat charities, and then like my little brother's college, and I was like trying to do this do-gooder stuff because like, what the fuck am I getting this money for? I don't actually need this money, and like plenty of people need this money for better
You can give it
things.
to the Ashley Fund. I mean,
Yeah, but now it's like everybody's getting it except for Ashley, and so it's like I should buy
Exactly.
some
Ashley fun since Ashley hasn't gotten hers.
I respect that a
What
lot.
did she get?
I respect that a lot because like
I'm gonna get new chairs.
You're gonna get new chairs. Get new chairs.
for years.
Oh, and I did buy all this like weird equipment, the mic, and I tried to buy a webcam, but it was fucking horrible. It made me look like Squidward. I was just like whitewashed, weird orb thing, and I was like,
So you look like me,
really
basically.
like.
Is
I
what
don't
you're trying
like
to
it.
say. I get it. Okay, I see what you're
So
saying.
basically,
Like,
Like Sheyne. Yeah, I know. Ashley, you didn't have to say it. Thank you very much. I said it myself.
you said, yeah,
I love
know.
you.
I knew somebody was talking over you, so I just wanted to make sure everyone heard it.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, that's
You
why I have
see
the
his,
mic today.
You see his little Santa rosy cheeks right now? He's lit.
Aww.
He's lit, y'all.
You know what's
Okay,
fucked up
so-
though? My skin is so fucked up that I put on the light, and if I put it on full blast or like warm, I still look I have like jaundice. Anyway, I digress. I will say I respect.
I look pasty as all life.
Yeah, but you don't have like a high. You don't have
I was
4.
gonna say,
I have a
you look
4K
like-
camera. I should look better.
Right.
I should look better. But I got this, and this is why. And this is why I'm alone in Staten Island Junior and drinking a whole bottle of wine with you fine
That's
people.
normal though. That's just what people do.
It's just why
Usually
Stay Puft
it's
Suckles
2
on my
bottles
tit.
per show for me.
Okay. Now, for drunk Sheyne,
Yes.
I think I have a question. Now, there has
Wait.
been some.
Rebecca, I really do appreciate and respect the fact that you donate to charity. I've been saying for years I was going to do that every paycheck, and now I've finally done it because I finally got into a place where I can donate at least like $50 each paycheck, so I'm very blessed that I
No, shh.
spread the wealth. Anyway, what, Ashley?
So what you do is you're on Instagram and you see like one of those little sad cat videos
Cuddly,
or like the
cuddly.
dog thing. And or the dodo or Cat's a Saint Bernardino or whatever. And I'll just be a little
Dodo's
lit,
bad.
and I'm like,
Dodo's
you can have
bad.
$30. You
Yeah,
can have 50.
I can watch dodos for like ever.
I spend
Dodos feel good though.
45 minutes every morning just watching like animal rescue videos so that I can like try to zen out and be nice to people all day and like try to see if I can cry or
Maybe I'll
something.
try that
Get
before
out
I
of the
get
way.
on the phone with a client. Just look at cat videos for like a good 5 minutes.
You should.
It's like, you poor thing. I'll help you do whatever you want. You're great. You're so cute and fuzzy. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that then. That's not appropriate. What were you saying? I think I'm starting to.
Okay, since Sheyne is on a little bit of a roller coaster with the blood flowing.
It's just
How
really
do
hot in
you-
here.
What time was
How do you feel about the whole Cardi and Candace beef?
I have no idea what the fuck is happening with it. So I know Candace
Okay.
Owen is an
Ashley, can you
individual
explain-
who I don't respect.
Okay,
Just
I
give us
just
some
know I don't
background.
like. Yeah, I just know. I
Let's
don't like-
give our listeners
Full attention.
background.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
so Candace Owens basically blames Cardi B going on stage and doing what she does, and she's blaming the downfall of America on Cardi B.
She needs to shut the fuck up.
And that's our thoughts on that.
Done.
This
Moving on.
this fucking leech on society who was pro like, oh, Donald Trump is our leader. He protects us. He loves us. Rush Limbaugh deserved that medal of fucking freedom. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. Serious. I'm sorry. I know. It's just me. These are just my opinions. But like, okay, listen. Cardi B going up on
Don't
stage
say the
doing
C
her
word, we're good.
wet ass pussy shit. Great. You know what? Whatever. It's what it
Getting
is.
close.
Like
It's getting close.
it's what it is. Like, leave it fucking be. It's not for everyone. Change the fucking channel. It is not. This isn't like I grew up in the '90s where like everyone was like Columbine. Oh, it must have been Marilyn Manson. No, it wasn't. It was two people who needed to not fucking kill people. Is what it was. Making it topical. And I digress. But like. People are like, oh, it's music. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Fucking Tipper Gore being like, oh, we need like, oh, Tupac is destroying our youth. Biggie's destroying our youth. Metallica's destroying our youth. Nirvana has a song called Rape Me. Listen to the fucking lyrics. All this shit. Like, you don't like it? Change the fucking channel. This is
There you
not
go.
hurting our society. People like Donald
your
Trump
media
saying
raise
China
your
virus is
Oh,
destroying
yeah.
our society.
And there's a point where parents need to parent, and I think that's, I don't understand why that's not taken into the equation. I'm not saying that it's easy, believe me, by any means. I know it's difficult, but that's kind kind of like the responsibility. You know, I, as an adult who don't have children, I don't mind seeing that on TV. I mean, you know, granted, yeah, I don't think that it's for children, but if I had a child, I wouldn't allow my child to watch that kind of stuff. And, you know, people start saying, oh, but there's this age of instant access and people can, you know, kids can get this. And it's like, yeah, just like I was able to, you know, go to clubs when I was underage, you know, it happens still. And you just try to be the best parent and try to limit what you can and do the best that you can and teach your children, you know, regardless.
You can't control it.
Yeah, but it just
you
turns
can
into
educate children enough so that when they do see it, they're like, okay.
And what's
I
about
find daddy's dirty magazines in the basement. You know, like that's before the internet too, or maybe it's mom's. But like, you can't control that kind of stuff. Kids are eventually going to get exposed to things that are not appropriate, and you do your best. But
who's old enough to
kids
remember
aren't
the
all
Like
of
a
America.
Virgin?
It's not ruining America. I won't say I'm crazy about the song.
Sorry, Beks. I didn't mean to talk over you. I'm sorry. Who's old enough? I know, I'm the worst. Who's old enough to remember the Madonna Like a Virgin at the VMAs? Anybody? Probably not. I thought so.
Yeah.
But you've probably all seen the performance though.
We've seen it.
You've seen the performance though. That was considered like.
Didn't see it live, but you know.
That was.
Yeah.
That was considered like you guys are in diapers, like looking like, oh, Madonna just kissed Britney. And like the wardrobe malfunction
is that the way
that conveniently only hurt Janet, didn't hurt Justin. He knew what was happening too. I digress.
Oh yeah.
But like all those moments, like
that was no big deal.
Like a virgin, the wardrobe malfunction, and now this, they like to pin it on something. And yeah, you know what? Like you said, Tati, be better parents. Like you said, Beks, you're going to get access to it. Back then, we got access because the news kept replaying it. And if your parents watch the news, you know, 8-year-old me, whatever, 6-year-old me saw like Madonna on the floor, humping the floor of the stage, which seems tame nowadays. But in the 80s, it was like...
Yeah.
We always had... Elvis, Ed Sullivan made sure that they shot him from here up because they couldn't deal with his gyration. You know, it was like... It was scandalous. Change the channel, parent your kids, and all these people who are outraged keep replaying it. I'm looking over there because my TV's over there. Keep replaying it, and now on social media, yes, it's more everywhere than ever before. But police your fucking kids if you have to. I don't know. I'm not making any sense.
This group of people that were upset about the performance are the same people that were upset about Dr. Seuss or upset about, you know. I feel like they're comparing the two a lot of the time, and it seems like a different group of people that
I think it is
use that as a way to say that they shouldn't cancel Dr. Seuss, even though that's not really what's going on.
I have to say it is cancel culture, but it is two very different groups of people who are looking at this and saying that you should be canceled. And I think that's across the board when we're even talking about like celebrities getting knocked off because of stuff they posted like ages ago.
Right.
I feel it's. I get very mad when people try to lump something like Cardi B doing a very knowing what she's doing.
They're false equivalences.
Yeah, no, it's like you can't compare
red fish, blue fish, wet fish,
wet
ass fish.
Exactly. Like.
Are you sure you're not drunk?
She said she's on her way. Oh, you there?
Beks' tolerance is so much higher than mine.
Too. You were saying something too. Did you forget it?
Totally. I mean, I think I just said what Tati said. You know, let's stop looking to media to raise your kids. You know, let's be vigilant in you know what we're exposing our kids to. If you don't feel like it's appropriate, change the channel. Thank you, Beks, for allowing me to ramble until I got there.
Saying something.
But it can be avoided because if I'm being all the way honest, I still have not seen the performance.
Me neither.
I didn't watch it live, and I haven't seen the performance. And
I've seen like small snippets of it, and all Cardi B is
I've just seen pictures of it.
Thank you for putting me on Fox News and making a big deal about me, so that people talk about me.
And this is not to say that I have an opinion about something that I didn't watch. I can assume that it was probably as raunchy and nasty. And
to be honest, I thought it was like weak.
Well, it was pretty raunchy.
People took issue when they first recorded the song. We were like, especially guys.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys were like up in arms, and they're like, "Oh my god, do you hear what they're talking about? They're getting a little too graphic." And
I don't know the words, Darius. Do you want to recite a few lines?
No.
Sure.
Nah,
What does WAP
will-
stand for? Darius. Sheyne. Jump
Oh
Sheyne.
no, he's gonna play it.
Oh no.
He's playing it now.
7 days a week. Wet ass pussy. Make that pull out game weak.
Sweet. Yeah.
Oh lord.
This is gonna go down in history.
Let's just watch this go down.
I'm done.
This viral.
Are you?
Yeah, I've had a hard time with
this
this song. It's just too repetitive. Like it's just like say something other than the one hook.
We're gonna
over
get
and
another
over.
copyright strike, so I
I
can't. I
I feel
gotta
like
stop.
a lot of songs do that now, where they're repeating the one hook or the one main line over and over and over, and there's not really much substance outside of that.
One more
Yeah.
time. We're gonna
Yeah.
celebrate.
That's old.
One more.
Like,
I
for
know,
example,
but
like,
still.
Like one of my favorite songs is Killer Lipstick, and it's filthy but detailed. And
Yeah, I like the details.
What
Yeah,
kind of
like, tell me a
details?
story if you're gonna be dirty about it, but like if it's just like what? Oh,
I
you're not gonna
feel-
keep quoting me
Could-
and getting sound bites of me saying
could-
that word, but like, like come on.
Could you read us the lyrics to that,
You know what? To
Rebecca?
be completely honest, when that song came out, I thought "wop wop" was code for something else.
It's code. You
Yeah.
probably was like WOP, like it's a sound effect. Wop 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 wop.
Oh,
Like, I don't know.
oh.
No,
Wait, wait.
Tati, do you know what I'm talking about?
I just realized you guys
Darius?
are talking about two different words. So I was,
Well,
I
that's
was
what
like,
I'm saying.
wop and wop.
You know what? I was thinking fap and wop. My
Like
brain was-
the female, the
Like
woman
the
version.
Yeah, exactly.
Wop wop wop. And hey,
That's what it sounds like.
look, there's plenty of songs about men's genitals or whatever doing
That was
what they
something I
do.
saw on social media too. No one said anything when Ying Yang Twins were.
So it's cool that
Oh,
there's
yeah,
one
that's
for
true.
women,
Wait,
but
please be my.
I just am excited for when they make one about female genitalia or whatever sexuality that's like fun and
I-
smart.
I will say
and
that
interesting.
Yin Yang was never on the level of a Cardi B to where they
Yeah.
performed it at something. Like, it did receive some negative backlash, but like they were never that one
But
good
how many
I
people?
heard-
to
I heard
that
that
famous.
Actually knew, how many people actually knew the explicit version of that song? I feel
Yeah, that's the thing.
I feel like a lot of people
I
just
only
knew.
know the whisper. I thought it was
Okay, see?
fun.
Yeah.
Like,
I only heard it like
Little
last
baby.
year for the first
That's
time, and I
all
was
they
like,
know.
oh,
But wait, is she saying wet ass?
wet ass
And-
pussy. I want you to hit
and-
that dangly thing
Yeah,
that swings in the
have
back
you
of my
seen
throat.
her?
Right.
Wait, yeah, no, but like,
Talking about Tater?
no, I mean, like, don't they find a different way to say it, like the Ying Yang Twins said it because there was.
I don't think did
I-
they block it out?
I think they just turned
I
down
think they
the I don't know. I think in the safe version they just like do the whole mute thing,
Yeah.
like the.
Yeah, when you see my,
So
Pussy
think,
roll.
think
when you
about
see my, that's
well, think about every single time she says wet.
Is it like a kitty sound or something? Like wet ass?
Hannah,
I think
we need you.
no, I think they just say wet.
Hold
That's
on.
that wet. It's that
Oh, that wet.
That's how I feel
that's
about
the
it.
wet.
It's like a
Yes,
wet
Some-
the same way.
Sometimes I'm washing my hands.
That's the song. My neck.
That was a good one. That was clever. That was artistry.
That was a fun one.
Wait, which
My
one?
neck. Come on,
My
she was
neck, my
teaching.
back.
She was teaching
Not the
the funny
explicit
part.
version though.
The neck,
Yeah,
the
it's like-
back.
Head,
Sheyne cannot keep up
shoulders,
right
knees,
now.
and
Yeah.
Wait, which song are you talking about?
my neck.
My
My neck.
My back.
Oh
My
yeah,
bad.
my pussy and my crack. Yeah,
My potato person.
I will
Okay,
say that
I
sometimes
have
I'm
a
washing my
question.
hands
Yeah,
and I splash on Hannah by accident, and I go, WAP.
Can I just ask the internet
Sometime.
in some fashion, can someone make a version of WAP where it's Tati, can you do that again? The wet
What?
Wet. I mean, yeah, you gotta say wet.
Are you the penguin?
You gotta obscure the words a little bit, like just blend it.
You're gonna like excite Beks here with like the penguin, like wah wah wah. It's like Danny DeVito. Wah, wah,
can someone help and send that?
Danny DeVito could get it. I'll say it every time.
Oh, could he?
Well, speaking of people who can get it,
I was gonna say there
there it is. Here's another transition. Hall passes. A fun little experiment to learn about
what?
us.
Can I ask you a question? Why would Danny DeVito bring about hall passes?
Well, let's see if he's on her.
She said
hall pass.
she'd do him at any time.
Oh,
I know that he could get the #1 penguin spot.
in your heart.
So Beks, I'll ask you this: Danny DeVito, Broad Day on Broadway. Is that how he could get it? Could he get it broad day? Would you do him broad daylight on Broadway? Broad day.
No.
I was like, I didn't see that play that he was in.
Darius.
I was like, I don't know this movie.
Darius, that is fucking genius. Can I just say that I'll be using that every day for the rest of my life?
Oh my god.
I think almost everyone listed as more of like a cloudy afternoon in an alleyway sort of a situation.
Okay, I see where you be like.
I struggled.
In
I struggled
Sin
with
City.
this.
I feel like you're like in Sin City where it's like all dark and black and dank and you're just.
Yeah, I like that. I guess dank, but
It's a
You know, like
very
a film
Zack
noir
Snyder
It's
universe
like
where
West.
she lives.
It's like West.
All right, so
Yeah.
Beks, since we're on you, who are the top 5 people who?
on me.
What? Whoever.
Because we're on you.
Who are the
like,
top? Oh, okay, I get it. Who are the top 5 celebrities who you
You would
feel
like
you
on
deserve a
your-
hall pass for?
Okay, so I went full like B-list with this because
Okay.
I had a really hard time because I was like, I don't know, like I don't think I find people hot because of like muscles or celebrity or whatever. Like I usually find people attractive like when they talk or if they're funny. But I got a little list. Some
Oh,
lists
wait,
And she kissed it. And she
Wow.
kissed
It's a
it.
long list.
Wait.
I was gonna
What we
say
should
this,
do is play a game. Who do we think will be on this list? I'm gonna say Charlie Day and Danny DeVito.
Absolutely, I would take.
Yeah.
Charlie
take that
Day,
back.
check plus.
Oh,
And
interesting.
yeah, Charlie Day. Ooh, yeah, Charlie Day. I love him.
I
He's
pay
just
attention.
so funny. And I think it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just like hairy, kind of Jewish looking people. I don't know. It's kind of a pattern. If a guy
What's
comes
that one
into a
guy
weird.
who's always playing the best friend in like every movie? His dark hair.
Paul Rudd. Because he's
Not
obviously
Paul Rudd,
Paul
but
Rudd's
I
on
watched #1. I'm like in love with that
I
man.
was gonna say
Really?
He's a good one.
Were you in
That's a
love with
good
him in
choice.
Clueless? Are you
Nice
OG?
guy.
Are you OG and you loved him in Clueless?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's why I fell in love with
I'm
him.
in love with Josh.
All right, give me your list. Give me your list. Number 5.
Okay, so
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Number one is Paul Rudd. Like,
wait,
absolute
how many are in your list?
She had like 20, I think.
She definitely had more
A
than
little
five.
bit. It's like,
Definitely had
well,
more
because
than
it might feel different some days of the week. Maybe 10 years from now.
It was hard to narrow my 10 to 5.
Lucky
Give us-
whoever, lucky
give us-
whoever
give
you
us your
decide to
five,
pick on
'cause
that day.
It's 5.
Okay,
That's
so
5.
we got the Paul Rudd. We got the Charlie Day. We've got Maluma because I don't know. He's
Who?
Yeah.
I'm looking up
Yeah.
these people.
Darius, we're on 3.
Maluma.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you.
he's like
5,
horrendous.
4, 3.
She said Maluma, and I'm like, who is that? Like, I was
Oh.
and I didn't know who that was.
Is he a
He's just
singer?
like,
He's a
yeah,
singer?
he's just
Yeah, he's
He's
cute.
like reggaeton and stuff. He's just like hot, and I don't know why.
Yo, Broad Day and
Um,
Broadway.
Oh, you know what? That made me forget somebody. Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed for sure.
All
'cause
right,
he's just so-
Rogue
Hold on,
Rogue One in the house.
Mhm,
All right, who
mhm.
else?
I'm gonna add him to here because I need to get this contract signed.
Oh, you have interesting ones.
Who else?
And
You like the guy
the-
from iRobot? Is it
Wait, we're not up to you yet.
Mr. Robot? No, I'm asking her.
Oh, Rami Malek?
Yes.
kind of,
that-
yeah. Like I like the weird
Mhm,
talented
mhm.
actor guys, except I don't want to date actors, you know. And then I got some nice little B-list things here.
You have 2 left.
Seth from Degrassi
Oh my god.
Wait.
Wait.
Just a-
Who is that?
Just wait.
because he grew the beard. And he looks
Paul,
really.
Paul Rudd, Charlie Day, Maluma.
Riz
It's like a
Ahmed.
bag of men, and then picked
And
out
who was your fourth?
Oh,
Seth from Degrassi.
you have a type.
All right, and last one?
And then
Last one.
Number 1, the
I'm gonna
ultimate,
have to cut out of 5 people.
the ultimate hall
Alright.
passer Beks is
No. Paul Rudd was number one.
Paul Rudd is number one.
Oh, I thought we were going in like 5, 4, 3, 2,
No.
1.
No, she definitely
gave
started
me
with the
one.
nine.
The prince from The Little Mermaid and Rihanna. I guess Rihanna. I'll put Rihanna just because if that opportunity came along.
That was number
All right.
That's
Fair.
5.
Ashley, let's take guesses. I think I'm the only one who could probably is educated enough to guess who Ashley's is. I will guess that Michael Conforto will be on this list.
He is not actually.
I'd say athletes, maybe like a Channing Tatum in there.
No.
Oh, I think
I think Channing
reorganize
Tatum
the
is missing a neck in some of the movies that he's in. I don't know if you guys noticed. It's like he has
my
one
name
in
is
one
Jeff.
movie, but he does it in another one.
I like necks too. I only know so many baseball players, like a little
right.
Derek.
Well, if
I
Michael
didn't- I
Conforto's
actually
not on it,
didn't
no
know
baseball players on it. Because
Yeah,
this
no,
woman,
I didn't go baseball.
Jason Momoa. He was almost on my list.
No, but he definitely would be one for sure.
All right.
Just like,
Ooh, I'm having a hard time.
in ascending order, your last pick, number 5, is who?
well, so actually I have 7.
No, 5, because 5.
5.
There's-
If I had to narrow down my 5, you had it.
Because 5.
I know. You know. Hang on a second. You know what I love is that Ashley, when we were talking about this, like, I don't know. I feel like 5's too many.
I
Let it
literally had a
be
hard time stopping
3.
this on.
Now she's like 7.
All right.
Zachary Levi from
Okay.
Shazam.
Oh.
He's also from
And
Chuck.
Chuck.
Yep, exactly. Angel.
Oh, that guy's.
Who?
Angel. David Boreanaz.
David Boreanaz?
David Boreanaz.
Okay.
2002 called.
I see pattern. I see pattern.
Do you see
Alright.
pattern? Okay. You guys might not know him as well. Stephen Strait.
What's
from
he
The
in?
Covenant.
I gotta look him up.
Sure.
It's a blur.
Oh,
wait,
he
I
was
think
in
you did because
10,000
I'm not
BC.
recording.
No one saw that.
Okay.
Nope. Okay.
Wait, what was the movie? I'm sorry. I was just,
2000
looking at
BC.
There's 10,000 BC. There's also The Covenant.
I saw
He's been in like smaller
And-
things.
And The Expanse.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, The
that.
Expanse.
Do you like him as the caveman or as a regular man?
As a regular man.
Bex would say caveman.
It was a legit question.
I think I'm on the caveman end.
Bex is like, give me a stick, give me a rock, some hairy chest, and ooga.
Booga booga that.
We got 3. We got 3 so
All
far.
right, number 2.
Sam Huguenin? I think I'm saying his name wrong, from Outlander.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, girl. And then
My God.
number 1.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I did not see that
I
coming.
wasn't I did.
I'm surprised by all of your choices, but now they all kind of make sense too.
Okay.
I also had Josh Duhamel from Transformers.
Oh.
Well, I had him, and then I also had.
He married a
Sebastian
meth
Stan.
head. Just think about
Shabazz,
that.
yeah. Okay, so he was supposed to be on my list, but I forgot about him for a
So
minute.
Sebastian Stan was also in The Covenant as well, which is kind of interesting, and then he became Bucky.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Watch The Covenant, girl. Just do
Deacon
it.
No Donuts. Can I guess that Sanaa Lathan will be on your list?
Oh, very good. Very.
I've known you for a while, my brother.
You have known me for a while.
You know what's really funny? I was talking to my friend about this on Saturday, and I'm like, oh, I know there's this one like actress model chick is gonna be Darius. Fuck. Who is it? And it took like 8 hours, but I was like, I just scream out of nowhere, Sanaa Lathan!
Okay, wait. What about
A lot of people say her name.
Zoe Saldana?
No.
Okay.
Darius's
She's
taste.
not there.
All right, Darius, number 5.
I don't have them in order, but I'll just give them.
Just
You know who number 1 is, though,
Okay.
right? Wait,
No,
save
number
number 1 for last.
Beyonce as Nala, right?
He's trying to make
Wait.
up for like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, excuse me. Sorry, before we go down that route, I love Beyonce.
Wait,
As a friend.
before we go down this route, I love my fiance is what he means to say. And we're 5 months away from 4 months away from
No,
getting married.
4 months.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love you.
Beyonce's number. Oh no, that's
3
that's
plus-
all time.
no.
Three
Yeah,
plus
all that.
months. But no, we understand. We like these are just
These are all
Celebrities I find no, these are celebrities I find attractive. I don't have a hall pass. I don't have a hall pass.
I feel
I
for
love
you.
Good answer.
don't have
Good
a whole
answer. Good
Married,
answer.
right?
Good answer. Good answer.
These are just my top 5
your
actresses.
top.
Okay.
Or not, sorry, they're not all actresses.
That wasn't the homework.
No.
Wow,
And you
Ashley's
know what,
cracking that whip.
5.
Ashley, you know that they're not on this list for their acting ability. Not all of them, anyway.
So Beyonce's definitely on the list, is what he's saying.
Okay, so number 1 is Beyonce.
What about Lupita?
Sanaa Lathan.
Wait. Who else? Who'd you say, Ashley?
I think her name is Lupita. Am I wrong?
Lupita Nyong'o?
Nyong'o?
Yeah.
Ooh,
She's like, shit, I gotta revise my list.
I do.
I got him.
I might
She's
have
on
to
your list?
revise my list. No, she's not, but I might have to.
No, she is. Who
She's
are you
honorable
knocking out for
mention.
Lupita, though?
All right, here we go.
Honorable mention.
5.
Again, this is just
And we get it, Darius. Just speak.
whatever. So Taraji P. Henson.
Yes. Okay.
We already Rihanna. I have that in common with you guys.
Yay! We're imaginary Eskimo.
Ashley Graham.
Ooh. Maron.
Graham. Yeah, I had to.
Ooh.
I had.
Sanaa
See, now
Lathan.
this is where it gets tricky, and maybe I'll put her on instead of this one. But
Or
I don't
two
know.
other
Gabrielle
Instagram.
Union. Gabrielle Union.
Yep.
I've loved Gabrielle Union for years, and that's enough.
Sanaa Lathan, yes, of course.
Incredible taste. Yeah, I love Ashley Graham.
I'm gonna let
Yeah,
I
Ashley
threw you
Graham.
for a loop though.
I just
Ashley
blanked
Graham
on her name
is.
for a second because I was like,
You did throw me
what's
for
her
a
last
loop
name for a second?
because Lupita. I don't know. Honorable mention.
That Maz Kanata.
She just seems so smart and
There it
sexy,
is.
and her skin.
All
is
right,
just,
all
like,
right. I think
glowing.
we need to cycle.
Hang on, real quick, diversion for like 2 seconds.
I didn't know what you were
How
going.
pissed are all we that her character wasn't included in Endgame? I digress. Go on.
Oh, she wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Think about
So
that.
many people.
She could
With the whole female movement, like, where the fuck was she?
with Wakanda. Where the fuck was she? I digress.
You're right. I didn't.
She was at the UN.
I loved her. Wait, before we move on, and I think I didn't realize how much of a crush I had on her until that scene in Black Panther where she's like walking away from like Chadwick, and I was like, oh my god, that dress, and I was mesmerized with that, and I was like, I was like, can we go back to Lupita in that dress?
He's like, I can't wait to get this on Blu-ray.
Listen. Why do you think I got Disney Plus? Anyhow.
May I say for the record that Darius's fiance beats all those women combined and then some.
Janine.
Okay, I didn't know you want to say her name. Janine,
Number 1.
you are a fucking goddess, and I don't
He
say that
wants
about
no
most
hall
women.
Passes. He just wants fiance.
Yes,
That's it.
exactly. All right, I'm gonna go last because you guys are all gonna fuck with me for my top pick. So Tati,
Lord.
Okay, so this is very difficult because.
Oh, can we guess though? Can we guess?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead. You're not. I don't know
Okay,
if you'll get it.
Jason Momoa for you. I say Jason Momoa for everybody.
see, I don't
No,
know Tati
I feel
well
like
enough.
he's lower on my list.
I can't.
No,
I can't
although
guess.
I mean, if the list
I
is
think he'd be
longer,
cool to
it could
hang
be
out
fine.
with though. He could just start
I just
running.
think if
up
he was
everyone.
there, you'd be like, why not, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'd climb that mountain.
Right.
That mountain.
My mountain.
So no, it's not Jason Momoa. If it was a longer list, it probably.
I'm gonna guess Drake.
He was going to be on the list too, but I'm good. I'm not big. I mean, if you would have.
That was a good guess. Good job.
But
I pulled that
That's
shit out
that's
my
another-
ass.
If it happened, I would.
Chadwick, maybe.
no,
You can't put the dead on a list. I'm sorry, that's just disrespectful.
why not?
Why not?
Can you though?
That's the
Oh,
problem.
okay.
I have trouble thinking about dead
Everybody
people and
wants
like,
dead,
you
and how
know.
weird.
I don't know if you could
Thank
have
you,
put a
Beks.
Leo on the list.
Oh,
You can't do it. Like the statute of limitations is up.
Mine would be Selena because it just like.
Ooh,
fine, like,
that's a
come on,
good
like,
one.
baby.
Like
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Mine would be Jackie O. Not really.
So I don't have a specific order of mine because I think like I would
Lame.
just like to see all of them in one room together.
At the same time.
Six
Okay.
way.
Lame
All
top.
right.
I'm in the same boat.
Mega Hall pass.
Oh, are you,
I
Darius?
Put 'em
I'm
in order.
telling
I mean-
Janine.
Enjoy.
I take back the numbering of my choices.
It's all hall pass
Oh,
order.
yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate hall pass.
Hop on top, I wanna
Oh.
ride. I do a giggle, what is the size? Put in my mouth, look at my eyes. Pussy is wet,
Top the top.
look at that. Tie me up.
Okay.
So
Like what?
my list consists of Tyson Beckford,
Okay.
Yes.
I also picked Prince Royce just because.
Who?
Prince Royce. I don't know.
Singer. I don't remember what he looks like.
Oh. I
yeah, I
kind of
gotta
vaguely.
I also played Chris Evans, Nick Jonas, and Robbie Amell. I just really thought he was cute in Upload. If you ever saw that show,
Who is it?
Oh.
he's
Robbie
like one of
Amell.
those actors that I actually had to look up the show.
Wait, what was the name?
Robbie Amell, Amell.
Oh.
He's in
But
the
he's
show.
always been cute.
His brother
Just
was
like-
the Green Arrow.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm like, I feel like I saw him, but I don't know him ever in any
Wait,
of the
isn't he
shows.
an Upload?
Always on TV.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
thought.
what she
That
said.
He's an Upload,
That's what
right?
she said.
You just pootie tanked her, and yes.
Oh shit, yo, Tati, we got some
Vince,
shit in common right here. That's your number one? Is Robbie ML?
No, if it would be number one, it's all of them.
Okay, fair.
Stephen Amell is
Manwich.
pretty good looking too.
And that's yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
So just family style, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
Would anyone like to say an honorable mention before we go on to me, where you can all make fun of me? Michael Conforto.
I put young
Lupita
Ethan
Nyong'o.
Hawke.
Who?
Young Ethan Hawke.
Young Ethan Hawke. Before Sunrise, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
god. Like just that whole movie. I think.
That whole trilogy is amazing.
Yeah. No, it's
Oh.
like my favorite set of movies.
If you haven't
ever.
seen the Before trilogy, I highly recommend you watch it because it is just such a true take on what like lost love
A
and
great
found love can be.
conversation is
It's a
like-
great love story. Anyway, we digress.
Mush.
Now I'm thinking about all these things that make me
I'm
feel like,
trying to-
man, I like too many men in cinema.
Fair enough.
Young Johnny Depp,
Ooh, I
Just
didn't
young
even-
everybody, right?
great Crybaby, and that movie Crybaby.
He was so cute.
Justin
With
Bieber.
with
What
the
about
little.
Brandon Ruth?
I used to work with him.
You got these names that
yeah.
are on Google,
Yeah.
woman.
Nick
yeah.
Zano
Yeah,
is
that's
also good.
Superman.
They're both in The Legends of Tomorrow.
Brandon what?
Oh yeah, they are.
Oh, he's yeah. He's definitely cute.
He's now the
There's a little
Atom.
overlap
He
there.
also was Superman at some point.
That's fair.
Yes,
can't-
in the costume.
I can't spell his name.
Basically,
All right.
everyone has like the thick eyebrows.
Are you ready to make fun of me?
Wait,
I'm
my
very.
second honorable
Can I
mention.
just?
You
I just want to say that I'm very
Candace.
upset that I didn't.
Wait,
know
I want to
how
hear
spell
it. I spelled it wrong too.
Well, I
Who's the
mean-
honorable mention?
But
I
it was
would say-
Lupita and Kat Dennings.
Ooh, Kat Dennings is on point.
Yes. Oh my god.
Nick and Nora's
Instagram.
Infinite Playlist. I would marry Nora, the character. Like
You know
you
what?
ever have characters who you would marry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take her as like a person. If you follow her Instagram, it's just her sense of humor,
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
style, her
Yep.
entire personality is like
On point.
go game
Okay.
material.
Wentworth Miller when he was in Prison Break.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
that's kind of where more my brain went for you. I was thinking like
So no Michael
guys who
Conforto,
wear
dear?
cool sneakers and that have good haircuts and that could like fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
That's what my brain was
So
at.
no Michael
Little
Conforto,
muscle.
Ashley? No number 34?
I think he's lower
wait, no.
on the list.
What number is he?
20.
No, that's
You got it. You
Alonzo.
have it numbered out.
That's
that way.
Alonzo. No, we're talking about Mets
Oh,
number.
his,
Wait, Conforto is...
Isn't he?
Because 34 is Thor, 20 is Pete Alonso. 35. That's it.
You said Thor?
The reason that I can't number mine. Oh,
Oh, he's 30.
30,
the reason
that's
I can't
it.
number mine is because I feel like I agree with you, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. It
Zero.
depends on the day. It depends on the day on who is going to be on my list.
So my top 10 depends on the day, but I was limited to 5. It was a very hard decision to do.
I have a guess.
And I had to
Jennifer
meditate on
Connelly?
this for a week.
Jennifer
Number
Connelly?
number 5, Aubrey.
Is it Jennifer Connelly?
Wait.
Oh wait, guess.
Jennifer
Wait,
Connelly.
Who's the chick that does
Oh, I should know.
Mystique?
Oh, I
I'm
should
almost
know.
out of
Both of
wine.
them.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Oh,
Her?
yeah, she's great.
And Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
I think both of them.
Who did the Huntsman? Who did the
Kristen
Huntsman?
Stewart.
Which one?
No, not her. The other one. The other one.
The one that was
Angelina
actually.
Jolie.
The evil queen was
Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
Charlie. I love her.
She's. Oh.
Wait, so no Jennifer.
Darius.
Wait, who's the?
No, oh no.
Darius, you know me. You know me longer and better than
Ooh.
she used to be. She used to
I got
be,
one.
but now she smokes too much and she's too skinny. Beks.
Zendaya.
She's in the top 10, but she's not in the top 5.
Oh, you.
So I'll give you a.
He likes
Rachel.
young looking.
Okay,
Meghan Markle. How about that?
number 5.
Jennifer Connelly. Butthurt.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, interesting.
Her personality.
I like her.
Not only is she physically stunning, her personality. If you ever watched the best of Aubrey Plaza on talk shows, it is just
No,
like
I
That's
love
just
her.
really
I just
sexy.
want to listen to her humor and her quirkiness. She's perfection incarnate.
Okay, what about Mila Kunis?
Back in the day, maybe, but now,
Okay.
Okay.
Does she smoke too much too?
She
yes.
just dresses terribly.
Number 4, Kylie Bunbury. If you don't know who she is, look her up. She was in Pitch.
Good
She's in Big Sky now.
Bunbury.
That show, Big Sky.
In what?
She was in Pitch. That show about that lasted one season with Mark Pargossler about the first major league female baseball player.
Right.
It was a fiction. And she was in When They See Us. When They See Us, she played the older sister who
Wait,
blamed
who?
herself. Kylie Bunbury. KYLIE
She's stunning.
BUNBURY. Why?
I got you. What about
She's-
Catherine
that's
Winnick?
excellent.
Like,
Excellent
she's. I love her in
Who?
Viking. Catherine Winnick.
I don't know what that is. All right, number 3.
She was in the same show.
What show?
He obviously was too distracted with
Like,
what
she definitely was.
What show? What show? What show? What show?
In Big Sky.
I haven't watched it. I just know she's in it.
Oh, okay.
I watched Pitch religiously. I'm still not over that being canceled. And of
Right,
course,
I
When They
agree
See
with
Us was the finest piece of television committed in 2019.
still haven't
Second
watched
second
it,
was
unfortunately.
Chernobyl. But When They See Us, if you
Chernobyl
haven't
was
seen that, that's hard to
That
get
was
through.
really good.
But that was beyond words the finest piece of cinema I'd seen, or not cinema, but television I'd seen in a long time. Anyway, I digress.
Are you talking about the Hulu one, right? The one that-
No, the Netflix one, When They See about the
Netflix.
Vindicated
Okay.
5, formerly the Central Park 5.
I think oh no,
Ooh.
not that. I thought you were talking about the Chernobyl.
Oh, that was brutal to get through, but it was
It is.
so
Yeah.
perfect in its execution of writing, acting. Every moment of that was a work of art and love and torture, and I can't speak highly enough about that. But we're trying to keep this light because that's not a light show. Number 3, going to upload Andy Allo.
I don't know.
Who's seen Upload?
Last name for
Is
me?
she the lead?
ANDYALLO. She's a protege of the great one, Prince.
Oh yes, she's the
Prince.
she's-
And that character, Nora, on Upload, I would marry her in a second, the character. Andy
That
Allo
is an excellent.
is-
another excellent choice. Just
Thank you.
two in a row. Just
number
Well,
2.
3 in a row.
And I'm really disappointed in all you motherfuckers for not guessing this.
Wait. Hold on.
I have one for you. What about Corinne Bailey Ray? Because I feel like you're on that track.
Back in the day.
Wait,
Oh, I love that.
But she's not relevant
I mean,
anymore.
Uh,
Put
What
your
about Gemma
records on.
Chan?
Who?
Gemma Chan.
Oh,
Who?
she was almost on my list.
Thank you.
She's so fine.
I know who that is.
So fine.
Yeah,
I'll
like
look at
she's like perfect.
Yeah.
Like her bone
Who's this?
structure.
Gemma who?
Gemma
Gemma
Chan.
Chan. Oh my god, my cat took a
Oh,
dump.
nice.
It is so bad. Sorry, I
Okay,
needed it.
number
know,
2.
her
It's like the
reaction.
opposite of
Don't
Gemma
leave, Rebecca!
Her reaction.
I need you here to make fun of me, Bex.
Chan. You stink.
Yeah,
Wait,
we're waiting for number 1.
Her reaction made me feel like I smelled it. Like I smelled.
Like it was in my mouth. Kind
Hannah
of.
Yeah, I
Peden-
think-
Hannah peed in the bed again last night. She's got incontinence, the poor girl. But her pee isn't bad like most cats, so I just wiped it off and flipped the cover and went back to sleep.
She knocked over all her.
Oh, wait.
alcohol.
Is she going to break the chair?
No, she went around the chair. You know, RDJ almost ended up on my list.
Who?
Robert Downey Jr.
I thought you said RBJ.
Yeah, right?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Okay.
Wait, that's a G. That's a G.
Number 2. Keeping it in a political spectrum, my future president, if they don't kill her first,
I know. AOC.
Congresswoman for the 14th District of New York State, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Knew that. Oh,
I
I'm
knew
so
that
disappointed
too.
in myself.
Okay.
That's why I said
Really, like,
I'm very disappointed in all you motherfuckers
I'm very
for not
disappointed
guessing
in
this.
myself.
Amazing woman
This
is?
is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
you guys are so deep with your choices. I literally was like, which one do I want to sleep with?
That was mine
No,
too.
no,
Yes,
sorry.
I remember you meeting her. Yes,
I remember that too.
You can't really see it,
You were
but that's
obsessed.
us. It was one of the greatest moments of my life.
You know, I could have also expected that girl from the Mets or that newscaster.
Oh,
or whatever.
Marisol Castro?
Yeah, I would have expected her to be somewhere in the.
She's not in the top 10. Number 1.
Sports.
Wait.
I thought that was number one.
Now, no, that was number 2. Number 1. Anyone want to take a guess?
You don't have a drum roll or anything?
Alessia Cara.
Oh,
Really?
Not only is she my favorite
maybe like from young.
individual
Wild thing.
artist, I love her politics. She posts not caring about her brand because she doesn't have a brand because she doesn't sex it up so she can sell her music and herself, which is why she's not as well known here. Her music is on point. She wrote her entire second album, which is heartbreaking and uplifting simultaneously. Her politics, she's posted for Stop Asian Hate, Black Lives Matter.
Oh, baby, I'm yours. Oh, baby, I'm yours. Oh, baby, I'm yours.
You name it, she has posted about all of it. She's nice to all her fans. I love her music. Physically, she's the most perfect woman who's ever lived. And I adore her. I know we're 16 years apart. I digress. It is what it is. I adore Alessia Cara. Hail Canada.
Yeah.
That's why I had to take Shawn Mendes out of my list because I thought I was like, I don't
okay,
know if
Tati.
you should be on my list.
It's okay, Todd. Listen, George Clooney is 17 years older than them all.
I still did have a Jonas brother. I mean, I was
But they're like,
I didn't like the Jonas Brothers.
they're not too young.
Nick Jonas. I mean,
He's been looking a little different. Yeah,
Like different, how like different good or different bad?
give me
it's like not my type, but
Holy shit.
could be like number 50 in the list
This is
somehow. So you're like, if he was
give her-
nice, if he was
give her
interesting,
a couple beers.
like, okay, yeah, I'll date
What's the
a muscular
runtime,
man.
sir?
Who wants to guess how long this podcast is so far?
2.5 hours.
2:14.
we
Do
could
we
have
have-
almost been an extended Justice movie.
Or the Snyder cut.
This is the Snyder cut of maybe next
Snyder
week.
cut. Yes.
On that note, we'll transition to said game of questions.
Okay, here we go.
And I'll do 2 questions because I feel like getting everybody's answer is going to be a little funny. These are meant to be ridiculous. They don't have any sort of political nature to them. Okay.
Sorry.
Have you met me?
Everything is political.
Yeah, I know.
Have you met me?
If he can make this political, I will be surprised.
Oh, I can.
And you'll pay us all
Challenge.
$50.
All right. If you were a fragrance at Bath and Body Works, what would you be called and what would you smell like?
Fart.
That's not political. I thought
Is
you
it
would say
FAH art?
Does
I
it
failed.
stand for something?
I'm waiting for him to be like, I'd smell like conservative, and I'd be.
My fragrance would be the 99%.
There it is.
There it is.
All right. It only have 1% of alcohol in it, and the rest of it is essential oils, patchouli, tears of virgins and orphans.
No. He wouldn't be a about that life. It would be like organic raw materials, reusable.
Have you seen my
everything.
belly? There ain't nothing organic about me, Ashley.
QAnon conspiracies sprinkled.
The used shell casings and like
My fragrance would be
it'd be made out of bullets.
Canadian mist, because I want to be in Canada with Alessia.
okay, Mr. Canadian Miss.
You guys answer. I'm gonna.
That's your name. That's gonna be your name.
Question. I tell you.
What kind of fragrance? I think I'd want to be if I was a perfume or a fragrance, I would want to be something like food, something yummy.
Mmm.
I'm like trying to find. I mean, because
I'm gonna steal that now, Beks.
Oh.
You said it.
No, come
'Cause
on.
I don't have my donut in the background. No, nobody wants to smell like that. Well, maybe you do.
I would be wet ass
Oh
pussy.
my god.
Just
Okay,
those who
wait,
eat pineapple all day. I
Dare
guess.
I say, what does that smell like to you?
Actually, are you drinking for us?
No.
I think we will plead the fifth here.
Circle
Wait,
back.
I love where we started
okay.
tonight, and here we
okay.
are.
Okay, so
Wait,
I misread this entire situation. I thought you were asking us what WAP smells like to us, because he's playing WAP in the background.
hey, I was with you.
Dare I
I
ask,
yeah, I
what
think
does
that's what
that
she was
smell
asking.
like?
That is what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on.
And I
It's in the
said,
back.
dare I say-
Shut off.
Shane, come back. Okay,
He's gonna
Tasha.
bring Hannah over and be like, it smells like this.
Maybe next week Shane will be back. Oh, here it.
Shane has a 3-pack of tuna fish.
And there's his answer. This is going off the rails.
He's ready for the apocalypse and a good
This
show.
train is
So
on the
here-
track. Pick it up. Pick it up.
That's in, like, what did you say, in broad daylight on a sunny
Broad day on Broadway.
Yeah, broad day on Broadway.
The
You
store
got that
ran out
tuna
of Hannah's
fish
food, so I had to get tuna for Hannah. Oh God,
Are you crying?
I'm drunk.
That's it. I'm gonna have to chug this
Right,
now.
Tati.
I mean, I'll go with like a dessert. Yeah, I want it to be called like unicorn butt or something like that. Like,
What?
Like,
Did you just say unicorn butt?
yeah. I want it to feel like that's what a unicorn's butt would smell like. Like glitter and
Like ice cream.
Yeah. Wouldn't you expect it's a magical thing? What you want it to?
I'd let a
shit
unicorn shit in my mouth.
So you'd be like one of those fragrances that you like spray on and you get like sparkles all over your plate.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the body
exactly.
glitter mist thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you like that, like sparkly strawberry something.
I feel like Beks is gonna have the best
Strawberry.
answer. So Darius, what would your fragrance be?
Ooh.
I guess it'd be a slutty brownie.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Sexy chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexy chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. Beks.
I think I would have it'd be called Risky Ginger, and it would have whiskey notes, ginger, and a little bit of regret, hangover. A little
I'm
bit
like,
of tobacco.
you just want to smell like a drink or a bar.
Yeah, kind of like a bar cocktail honky tonk sort of smell. It's like musty.
You know what, Beks? If you're
Yeah.
ever single again, I would say that what you just said to us should be like your dating profile, because it's like a perfect representation of who you are.
I will say, as a side note, if I could do anything currently, my brain, like, I would, like, you remember those like stupid pickup artist shows that they used to have? Like, I'd love to just I would love to just make dating profiles for people, and
That is
then
actually a job. There, people pay money for someone to make their
They
dating
do.
profile.
but like to ghostwrite, like whenever whenever I've taken over someone's Tinder, it just goes so much better. Like, just like the banter and the going back and forth. I'm like, look, now you have someone.
When
Go-
you don't have
go
a dog
play
in the
that.
fight, it goes so well. It's like going
So
on an
easy.
interview for a job you don't need. You get it
Yep.
every time. Ashley, what would your scent be?
It would probably have
Purple
to be
pussy
like
ears.
strawberry vanilla surprise.
That is the
very
lamest
different
answer
track.
I've ever heard in my whole fucking life.
You guys got like so into it. I'm just like, I just like vanilla and strawberry.
That's like a dessert, though. That's like a dessert.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next question?
Well, the next
He's
question.
belligerent.
Yeah, he's very angry. Going along the theme of Bath and Body
Bed
Works,
bugs?
would
What?
you be like a lotion, a candle, or a shower gel?
Wait, what's the
What-
question?
What would we be?
Yes.
What would
Be a lotion, a candle, or a shower gel.
I'd want.
For me, throw that candle right out the window. 'Cause I will not be no friggin' candle.
Why not?
Damn, Darius.
I know. I was
Now
gonna
I
say.
get candles.
What's with the violence?
The more
Candle
opinionated
violence.
he gets, the better.
I will not be a flame.
Did a candle burn down your childhood home
No,
or something?
see,
What's
see.
going on here?
Which y'all not gonna. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit,
Think
the
about it.
backhands came out.
Think about it, candles, right? Okay, you gonna sit there and you just gonna light them. You just gonna light me on fire and then watch me burn? What kind of mess is this we gonna do?
The way you want to do, they want you. You want to be put on a loofah and on someone's.
You want to just be ripped out of the body. Darius wants to shade people from the ashes scam.
I did
That's
not.
Put in a basket.
I want to save people from the ash,
Go this way.
from the disease.
So you're a lotion.
I'm a lotion.
In the basket.
I was gonna be a candle. I want to be obnoxious. I want to be.
Lord, you can be a candle. Nothing
Do you
wrong
want
with
to make
candles.
me those
You, I
candles
mean,
that
you were
make
gonna.
noises?
You're about
Exactly.
to throw the last candle, so I'm not a candle in your house, I guess, because you don't like candles.
No, I have no issues with candles. I burn them.
Well, I'm sorry, Darius, but I would definitely be a candle. I would want to have a wooden wick to like, because it sounds dirty.
That's what
I
she
love
said.
the smell of candles. I'd like to permeate the room, bring light within the dark.
Wait, what did you say
And I
your
like-
scent was though?
Risky ginger.
Oh,
But that shit comes in every fucking thing. You know, you'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to be the smell in the room. And because I feel like people who are candles also are people who like to light things up. You know?
Like
right? Tim?
literally?
That sounds
Or just
like
with
arson.
your,
That sounds like arson.
Exactly.
I am
It's
the
like to
fire
light
starter.
things up sometimes, so it kind of goes together. Oh.
Again, nothing wrong with candles. And I
Wait.
think that you would.
Oh, now there's nothing wrong with
No,
candles.
I said before there's nothing wrong with candles.
What are the options?
Candles.
Shower
I have
gel?
candles in my room.
Lotion, shower gel, or candle?
I would be.
Shayna's beard oil was a lube up the beard.
This is true. I would be.
It could be like that frothy, like the foamy hand wash kind of soap thing.
I would
Below
be
the-
shower gel
He's soap on a
Ajax?
rope.
because I wash over you and I help make you better, but then you just wash me down the drain because you're over me quickly.
oh,
That's so
And then,
sad.
they put their
That's the
clothes back
story of my life.
I have to go hug my bar of soap now.
Shame.
on. I do love soap. I will say.
I brought it deep.
To lighten it up after that dark moment.
You will never come on here and drunk again. You will never. You will not do this.
Oh, this is gonna be. I'm so much better drunk.
That's my job.
I'm
That's
so
my
much
job.
better now. I'm so much better.
You.
Bex and I are like the drunk parents, and like Ashley's the eldest child. Like Darius in the middle. Everyone forgets about him, and then Tati's like the one we all care about.
Nobody gets me.
Damn.
Darius has been vicious today.
He
I
has.
noticed him, and he's had some
He
good
got, like, the
catchphrases.
hand-
Well, I made sure I put in a clip last week when he told me off, you little shit. But you know, hey, that's beside the point.
Broadway.
I love you, Darius. All right, Ashley, what do you be? Hang on. Let me guess. You'd be a lotion.
Why would you guess
I think
that?
she'd be a
Because my
lotion.
name is Ashley.
No. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even put that together, but shit. I would say because you like to see things through. Like, first comes the body wash. The candle is kind of like inconsequential to the actual person. and their outcome. But you, like, you're a recruiter, like, you oversee things. You kind of keep this whole show together. You're like the news person. You keep us on schedule, kind of. So you kind of like wash over us and you stay. You make us permanently better. Whereas body wash is a temporary thing.
Damn.
Yeah, I put you for
I'm
too.
questioning. I'm questioning my life goals right now. I think I want to feel like a spoon.
So
I
you
like
like to
candle.
feed people
Yeah, 'cause
and have them put you in.
I mean, the
their mouth.
happiest I ever am is when I'm. Oh,
Getting
Somebody-
fed? Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Tater's list is like, my list is actually more than 5.
She's like, let me just
I'd like
go
to feed
here.
the world. The Mother Teresa of WAP.
So, Ashley, was I right? Ashley, was I right?
I mean, I'll take lotion now, but I was actually gonna go for a candle because I like to light shit on fire.
you see, candles win it.
Yeah.
Burn the shit.
Yeah, I'm
Burn-
keeping you motherfuckers away from
Burning,
me.
it's melting.
On my
You know what, Darius? Notice how the women all chose candles and shit.
Hey, right, I was gonna
Right? But we're the brutes.
Think about this. Candles are useful in certain situations because your house, there's not really a smell to it, or maybe it smells a little funky. You put on that candle and you got the little fragrance. You
look
know,
over the window.
I
You
need
know.
a candle.
Yeah, but the only one that can kill you is the
Or
candle.
It's lighting up a moment. You having a moment with your boo in here.
Or it could burn your whole shit down. Whereas, I'm
That's a-
sorry,
that's a-
no matter how much lotion you put on the floor.
That's another moment though. Burning your house is another moment. And these are
Okay, thank you, Left Eye Lopez. Thank you.
What? I'm staying away from y'all.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
Okay.
You know what, Darius?
Close-
You have to ask Janine this question and come back to
I
us
do.
next week with the answer.
Should I ask?
I will let you.
I
I will let
You
you
should
know
ask
that
Jay.
she will probably say candle.
No, I'm
She'll say candle, and you'll be
99%
like,
sure.
you know what? I don't think we can afford this wedding, baby.
I'm 99%
Everybody-
sure she's gonna say candle.
Okay, everybody who doesn't have a significant other should go ask a person of the other
Hannah?
sex.
Hannah. Hannah, baby.
Or whatever the
Baby girl.
preference is.
Or whatever their preference is. Just go ask someone else the same question and report back later.
Hannah, you
We'll
a
put this
candle,
question
a
up
body wash,
online for people to pick and choose there.
I will say my best guess on this conversation is that we're gonna get a majority of women saying candles, and then guys are just gonna say like whatever.
What the fuck?
We're gonna get the biggest.
Men are
line.
gonna say body washes. We like to be clean.
Oh, is that?
Shane said that he changed his mind. He wants to be the hot wax of the candle.
Ooh, that's
Living La Vida Loca. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's what
Ricky
that-
Martin was on somebody's list, but they all forgot.
Oh, I
mean,
forgot about him.
Yeah, like early 2000, like 19.
We should have
Like,
another
Neil
list for the
Patrick
ladies.
Harris before I knew.
Top 5 frosted tips of the early 2000s list.
plants. Plants.
All right.
Lance,
I think we've gone on long enough.
dialogue,
Okay, so
dialogue.
on a closing note, hopefully all of our
Eminem.
candles have provided some light to your day. I know we started
Fuck
this
that.
whole conversation on a little bit of a heavier and a tougher topic, but hopefully our jokes and our laughter kind of gave you a little bit of warmth in your day from said candles.
Absolutely.
Another
Amen to
candle.
that, sister.
Pass the candle along to all of your friends.
All right. Maybe we'll see you next week, and maybe we won't.
Maybe we'll have some candles, or maybe Darius will destroy them all. We don't know.
Bring a candle in here. It's going out. You see that? That's a window. Going out.
Burn that.
Maybe not next week.
And maybe next week the donuts will be back. Oh! And we're
Step
out.
back.